Hey there gamers, welcome back to our channel, your go-to destination for all things gaming. Today, we're diving into a nostalgia-packed journey with top 100 PS Vita games of all time. We're not just talking about any games, we're talking about the creme de la creme. The games that defined a generation of handheld gaming, from the gripping plotline of Persona 4 Golden to the innovative gameplay of LittleBigPlanet and the intense action of Mortal Kombat. We've got a lineup that's sure to rekindle some fond memories and perhaps introduce you to some hidden gems. So grab your Vita if you still got it, get comfy, and let's embark on this epic gaming marathon together. Remember, this is just the beginning, and what better way to start than with the legendary Persona 4 Golden. Let's go. Persona 4 Golden, starting with Persona 4 Golden. Originally a hidden gem on the PS Vita that's grown into a timeless masterpiece cherished by players worldwide. It's not merely a game, it's a profound odyssey that unfolds in the quiet town of Inaba. The game's plot is like a roller coaster ride in the cozy town of Inaba. Picture this: you and your pals get caught up in a series of bizarre murders that turn your quiet community upside down. You, as the main character, set out to unravel this mystery. Along the way, you make tight-knit bonds with your friends, and trust me, these connections are essential for your journey. The story keeps you hooked with unexpected twists and turns. You'll dig deep into the dark secrets lurking beneath Inaba's calm surface. It's a tale of friendship, belonging, and facing your inner demons. What's cool is how Persona 4 Golden mixes a thrilling murder mystery with the everyday lives of its characters. It's like solving crimes while juggling school and social life. This mix of both worlds makes it a standout RPG that'll have you saying, just one more chapter. LittleBigPlanet. In LittleBigPlanet, every stitch tells a story, and every level is a canvas for imagination. You'll be all set to explore wherever your creativity takes you. The story revolves around the adorable Sackboy, going on a venture to thwart the Puppeteer, a character controlling dangerous wooden puppets called the Hollows. These Hollows, born from a circus act gone wrong, pose a threat to Carnivalia. Sackboy's journey takes him through whimsical lands like the Land of Odd, leading to the spooky mansion, the Puppeteer's lair. In a twist, it's revealed that the Puppeteer, Franklin, is a victim of his own creations. The resolution is heartwarming, with Franklin reuniting with his original puppet friends, transforming the Hollows back to their sack-person forms. The game's development focused on utilizing the Vita's unique features, like the touchscreen and rear touch panel, enhancing the gameplay experience. Players can create, share, and explore levels using intuitive touch controls, making it a playground of imagination. The game's charm, coupled with its creative freedom, cements its status as one of the top PS Vita games of all time. Velocity 2X. Blast off at the speed of light with Velocity 2X, where every second counts and every move could be a ticket home. Developed and published by Future Lab, this game is a standout title to the studio's growth and ambition. The game picks up with Lieutenant Kaitana, now part cyborg, drifting unconscious in a remote galaxy corner, her fate intertwined with a ship's self-repair systems. She wakes up a prisoner of the Vok Empire, who plans to exploit her and her ship's teleportation tech. With the help of a captive alien scientist, Tana escapes, aiming to thwart the Vok's galactic expansion plans and find her way back home. Critics praised its fast-paced shoot-'em-up elements along with side-scrolling action. With the game's super intricate level design and engaging gameplay mechanics, this game takes you on a high-octane adventure that's as much about precision and strategy as it is about speed. Rayman Origins. Next up, we have Rayman Origins, which is a colourful, joyous adventure and an ultimate feast for the eyes. Developed and published by Ubisoft, Rayman Origins is a delightful return to the series' platforming roots. Released across multiple platforms, it's particularly special on the PS Vita, where its vibrant world and engaging gameplay shine. The Vita version adds touchscreen controls and exclusive content, making it a standout experience. The game kicks off with Rayman, his buddy Globox, and two teensies chilling at the snoring tree. Their snores, amplified by a bizarre microphone, annoy an old granny from the land of the livid dead, who unleashes an army of dark toons. Rayman and friends wake up to a world in chaos, with Electoons captured and the Glade of Dreams in disarray. Their mission is to gather Electoons, cure Bubble Dreamers' nightmares, and restore peace to the Glade. The game on the Vita is a gem. Its fluid animation and inventive level design are perfectly suited to the handheld format. Here, every jump, glide, and slap brings a world of whimsy and adventure right to your fingertips. Spelunky. Spelunky is a thrilling underground adventure that combines exploration, treasure hunting, and a touch of danger. In the game, you play as a daring spelunker, delving into mysterious caves filled with treasures, traps, and a variety of enemies. Your goal is to gather as much loot as possible while navigating through procedurally generated levels, making each playthrough a unique experience. From dodging bats and snakes to outsmarting shopkeepers and rescuing damsels, the game is an endless adventure. On the PS Vita, this one shines as a top-tier game. You get it all here, from challenging gameplay to charming effects and even randomized levels, which really makes it a standout title. The game's influence on the roguelike genre cemented its status as one of the best on the platform. Spelunky really is a test of skill and patience, offering a unique adventure every time you play. Every cave in the game holds a new story, and fortune favors the brave. Guaca Melee. Developed and published by Drinkbox Studios, Guaca Melee launched in April 2013 for the Vita and later expanded to other platforms. The game's enhanced version, Super Turbo Championship Edition, added even more content and polish. The story unfolds in a small Mexican village where Juan Aguacat, an agave farmer, transforms into a luchador after a fateful encounter with a mystical mask. On Dia de los Muertos, Juan's love interest, Lupita, is kidnapped by the evil Carlos Calacha. Juan's journey takes him between the worlds of the living and the dead to rescue Lupita and thwart Calacha's sinister plan to merge these realms under his rule. Along the way, Juan gains new powers, confronts Calacha's lieutenants, and ultimately faces Calacha himself in a dramatic showdown. The game's Metroidvania-style gameplay, brawler action, and a rich culturally inspired setting set it apart. It shines with its vivid art style, fluid combat, and engaging exploration. The game's clever use of Mexican lore is also another highlight. Hotline Miami. Developed by Dennaton Games and published by Devolver Digital, Hotline Miami started as a spiritual successor to a cancelled 2004 game called Super Carnage. It's a 2012 top-down shooter game that takes players into the gritty world of 1989 Miami. The game's protagonist, known as Jacket, receives cryptic messages instructing him to carry out violent massacres against the local Russian mafia. As the game progresses, the plot becomes increasingly surreal, blurring the lines between reality and hallucination. The game offers surreal storytelling and thematic elements to captivate players. The choice of animal masks providing unique abilities added an engaging layer of strategy to the gameplay. Its challenging and unforgiving nature, combined with the option to quickly restart levels, offered a satisfying and addictive experience. Hotline Miami's influence on the independent game scene is undeniable, making it a standout title in the PS Vita library. Overall, this game is where neon meets mayhem, and 1980s nostalgia takes a twisted turn. Gravity Rush. Get ready to soar, spin, and save the day as Cat, the Gravity Queen. Gravity Rush was initially conceived for the PlayStation 3 in 2008 before making its way to the PlayStation Vita. Director Kiichiro Toyama, known for his work on Silent Hill and the Siren series, led the development. This game takes players on a gravity-defying adventure as they step into the shoes of Cat, an amnesiac with the incredible ability to manipulate gravity. Set in the floating city of Hexville, players join Cat in her quest to protect the city from mysterious creatures called Nevi, while uncovering the secrets of her own past. As Cat helps the city's inhabitants and battles the Nevi, the plot unfolds with intrigue and captivating storytelling. The game's world, story, and artistic style drew inspiration from Japanese and Western comics, with a touch of influence from French artist Jean Giraud. The mesmerizing soundtrack, composed by Kohei Tanaka, complements the game's atmosphere. The open-world setting of Hexville provides a breathtaking backdrop for exploration and adventure. Cat's character portrayal and the captivating plot make it a must-play title on the PS Vita. Shovel Knight. Developed and published by Yacht Club Games, Shovel Knight was born from a successful crowdfunding campaign. The game captures the essence of classic 8-bit platformers for the Nintendo Entertainment System, blending nostalgic graphics and gameplay with modern elements. The game takes you on a heroic journey to rescue his partner, Shield Knight, who was cursed and trapped inside the Tower of Fate. After giving up adventuring and going into exile, Shovel Knight returns when the land falls under the influence of the evil Enchantress. Along the way, he confronts the Order of No Quarter, a group of knights serving the Enchantress. In in his quest to reach the tower. As the story unfolds, Shovel Knight discovers that the enchantress is in fact Shield Knight, possessed by an evil spirit within an amulet. With determination and bravery, Shovel Knight battles to free Shield Knight from the curse and confronts the remnant of Fate, a powerful adversary born from the amulet's evil. Shovel Knight is celebrated as one of the greatest video games ever created. Its charming 8-bit style, tight gameplay and challenging platforming made it a standout title for the PS Vita. The addition of multiple campaigns, each focusing on a different character, adds depth and replayability. Terway. Terway is a PlayStation Vita marvel from Media Molecule, infused with Rex Crowell's whimsical art. It's a game that cleverly uses every Vita feature, from the camera for customizing characters to the rear touch panel for unique interactions. It's a journey through a world of imagination brought to life on paper. In Terway, you're plunged into Valleyfold, a papercraft world crafted by the Green Man and a fortune teller. As the You, you're tasked with creating a new story. An envelope becomes your protagonist, Iota or Atwa, the messenger. They're on a quest to deliver a vital message to the You through a world infested with scraps, the story's antagonists. The journey takes the messenger from picking apples in an orchard to the top of Gibbet Hill, and even to Sogport, where earthquakes and a scientific mystery await. It's an adventure that culminates in the messenger sacrificing themselves to save Valleyfold, leaving behind their story as a message to the You. As one of the best PS Vita games, Terway stands out for its creative use of the Vita's capabilities, blending them seamlessly with gameplay. Its enchanting papercraft world, interactive storytelling, and innovative use of the console's features create an immersive experience that's both visually stunning and emotionally engaging. Rogue Legacy. So, Rogue Legacy didn't just happen overnight. The Lee brothers over at Cellar Door Games poured 18 months of sweat and tears into this bad boy. They drew inspiration from games like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, aiming to make it forgiving yet full of permanent progression. They had to make some tough calls, like cutting out an experience system to keep things smooth. What's even cooler, the whole game cost them around $15,000 of their own cash to cook up. But guess what? They made that money back within an hour of releasing the game. Talk about a solid investment, right? In Rogue Legacy, you're all about exploring a randomly generated dungeon, smacking down 4 unique bosses and taking on the big cheese boss at the end. But here's the twist. When your character bites the dust, which happens a bunch, control shifts to one of their heirs. And these heirs? Well, they're a colourful bunch. Some are colourblind, some have ADHD, and others are pint-sized due to dwarfism. Gold is your best buddy in this castle-crawling adventure. You earn it by bashing furniture, cracking open chests, and giving monsters a taste of your blade. Spend that shiny loot on beefing up your gear, learning new tricks, and unlocking new character classes like mages, warriors, and sneaky assassins. As you explore, keep your peepers peeled for fairy chests. They come with special challenges, and if you beat them, you can score cool upgrades like double jumping and dashing. Rogue Legacy's magic lies in its new Game Plus feature. Each run cranks up the difficulty and rewards, throwing remixed boss battles and secret classes your way. In a nutshell, Rogue Legacy is a dungeon diving, air-switching, gold-hoarding adventure that keeps you hooked for more. Final Fantasy X X2 HD Remaster. The journey to bring Final Fantasy X X2 HD Remaster to life was a labor of love. It all began with the original development team and voice cast coming together during the creation of Final Fantasy Type 0. They wanted to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy X and introduce a new generation to the games. Producer Yoshinori Kitase's son, who only knew Tidus and Yuna from Dissidia Final Fantasy, was part of the motivation, but making this remaster wasn't a walk in the park. The team faced challenges, like making the games compatible with different platforms and working on the high-definition upgrade. Much of the development was outsourced to Virtuos, a Chinese studio. They had to deal with unique PlayStation 2 hardware and some loss and repair of the original assets. Final Fantasy X X2 HD Remaster includes both Final Fantasy X and its sequel, X2. In the first game, you follow the journey of Tidus, who ends up in the world of Spyra, joining summoner Yuna to defeat Sin. It's all about the conditional turn-based battle system and leveling up characters through the Sphere grid. X2 takes place 2 years later, with Yuna working as a treasure hunter, searching for spheres leading her to Tidus. It reintroduces the job system with dress spheres, bringing unique abilities to characters. While the core gameplay remains true to the original, the remaster brings a graphical overhaul and rearranged music. The games also feature content from the international versions, like Expert Sphere Grid and new dress spheres. Final Fantasy X X2 HD Remaster is a nostalgic trip for fans and a fantastic introduction for newcomers. The updated visuals and audio make it a must-play, and the inclusion of bonus content adds even more value. In a world of remasters, this one truly stands out as a classic reborn. Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Let's talk about Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, shall we? This game is a real gem, and it all started back in 2012 when Spike Chunsoft decided to give us this sequel to the already awesome Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Imagine this. You're a high school student trapped on a tropical island by a creepy stuffed bear named Monokuma, along with a sentient stuffed rabbit called Monomi. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's just the beginning of the madness in this game. And the plot? Oh boy, it's a wild ride. You've got murders, mysteries, and a group called Ultimate Despair causing chaos. It's like a crazy roller coaster of a story that'll keep you hooked till the end. Now, when it comes to gameplay, it's got the best of both worlds. You've got your school life, where you interact with characters and gather hope fragments, and then there's the intense class trials that'll really test your wits. They've added cool stuff like rebuttal showdowns and logic dive to keep you on your toes. This is a top-notch game that'll leave you wanting more. Get ready for a wild ride of murder, mystery, and mayhem. Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends is a masterclass in game design, continuing the legacy of Rayman Origins. With up to 4 players, you navigate imaginative levels, collecting lums, freeing teensies, and unlocking new worlds. Set a century after Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends kicks off with Rayman, Glowbox, and the teensies in deep slumber. But while they snooze, the bubble dreamers' nightmares swell, fueled by a magician who split into 5 parts. The baddies snatch Barbara and other princesses, sparking action. Murphy rouses the gang, and they embark on a quest to thwart the chaos. Each world culminates in a boss battle, with our heroes catapulting the magicians into space, where they amusingly become musical instruments for imps. What sets it apart as a premier PS Vita game is its delightful presentation of stunning visuals, ingenious level design, and a soundtrack that's pure gold. The gameplay is top tier, brimming with content, over 120 levels, including remastered ones from Rayman Origins and daily challenges. Multiplayer modes like Kung Foot add a fun twist. Slow initial sales didn't deter it. By 2014, it had sold over 1 million copies, a standout title to its enduring appeal. Mortal Kombat PS Vita version. Mortal Kombat on the PS Vita is like having a mini arcade in your pocket, and it's a blast. The folks behind it have done an awesome job keeping all the classic Mortal Kombat vibes while making it feel right at home on the Vita. The story's a fun ride, packed with a good old Mortal Kombat drama and punchy action. It's like stepping into a time machine, but with better graphics and super cool cutscenes. You're not just playing a game, you're diving into a chunk of gaming history, and it's super entertaining. Gameplay-wise, well, this game nails it. It's everything you love about Mortal Kombat. The face-offs, the special moves, the over-the-top fatalities, all shrunk down to fit in your hands. The controls feel great, and the Vita's touchscreen has a neat little twist to throwing down those epic moves. What's really cool about this version is how it balances quick pick-up and play fun with seriously engaging gaming. Whether you've got 5 minutes or an hour, it hooks you in. It's the perfect game for gaming on the go, but with all the depth you'd expect from a console title. To wrap it up, Mortal Kombat for the Vita isn't just another handheld game. It's a pocket-sized powerhouse of fun that'll have you saying, "Just one more match," before you even realize it. Mortal Kombat Vita, turning every spare moment into an epic battle royale. The Hungry Horde. Hungry Horde presents a unique spin on the zombie genre. In its development, the game introduces a simple yet engaging concept. You control a horde of zombies roaming a vast town, trying to grow in number by consuming people. The plot is straightforward but intriguing, immersing you in a world where you're constantly under time pressure to expand your zombie army. The gameplay is a mix of strategy and action, where you use the PS Vita's touchscreen and analog sticks to maneuver your horde, splitting them into groups to tackle different tasks. Minigames embedded throughout offer variety and challenge, requiring you to pick up items and solve puzzles. These minigames, though simple, are crucial for gaining power-ups that significantly affect your gameplay. All in all, the game's charm lies in the novelty of leading a zombie parade through town, offering a light-hearted, if not entirely polished, spin on the undead apocalypse. Freedom Wars. Here we have Freedom Wars, the ultimate Vita journey where freedom is the prize. Imagine a future where humans are locked up in city-states called panopticons, and you're right in the middle of it, slashing and shooting your way to freedom. The gameplay is top-notch, blending third-person action with a mix of local and online multiplayer modes, supporting up to 8 players. Its unique grappling whip mechanic adds an exciting layer of strategy, allowing you to zip around and take down giant foes, while the League of Panopticons system turns each battle into a high-stakes war for resources and dominance. This isn't just a fight, it's a strategic battle for your Panopticon's glory. What sets this game apart on the Vita is the depth of its gameplay. You're not just fighting, you're crafting, managing resources, and constantly making tough choices between personal gain and contributing to your Panopticon. This balance of combat, strategy, and resource management is why it's a Vita masterpiece. Its gripping plot, where your existence is a crime and you must battle for a chance at freedom, elevates it from a mere game to a storytelling marvel. It's not just a game, it's a battle for your right to live. In the world of Freedom Wars, every victory is a step toward reclaiming your life, making every moment on the battlefield an intensely personal fight for freedom. Genkai Toki, Moero Chronicle. Moero Chronicle is a quirky and adventurous dungeon crawler RPG for the PS Vita, which takes you on a journey that's as bizarre as it is engaging. Developed by Compile Heart, it's the second game in the Genkai Toki series, making its mark with a blend of unique gameplay and a dash of risque humor. The game revolves around Io, a shy guy who's ironically tasked with saving the world by bonding with monster girls. Its plot is an oddball narrative with Io, who's more terrified of talking to girls than any world-ending disaster. This blend of quirky humor, unusual gameplay, and vibrant character designs makes Moero Chronicle a standout title for the Vita. The gameplay here is a wild ride of turn-based battles where you face off against these monster girls, but here's the twist. Defeating them involves, making their clothes fall off. Yeah, you heard that right. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more unusual, you use the Vita's touchpads to, let's say, interact with these monster girls. It's a mechanic that's as unique as the Vita itself. Customization is key in Mo Chronicle. Swapping out the monster girls' underwear, which, by the way, is their main gear, affects their abilities and skills. It's a game that's unapologetically bold and doesn't shy away from its eccentric concept. So, buckle up for one peculiar battle at a time. Soul Sacrifice. Soul Sacrifice for the PS Vita isn't just any other game. It's a dark, intense journey into a world of grim choices and powerful consequences. Developed by marvelous AQL and Japan Studio, this action RPG stands out with its core mechanic, sacrificing parts of your character or items to unleash massive attacks. But beware, these sacrifices have permanent marks, making each decision a heavy one. You play as a sorcerer trapped by the immortal Magusa, with your only ally being a talking book named Libram. This book is your gateway to past battles, providing the experience needed to ultimately face Magusa. The plot offers multiple endings based on your choices, adding layers of depth and replayability. The gameplay mixes third-person action with deep customization. You can mold your sorcerer to suit various roles, like tank or ranged caster. The cooperative play for up to 4 players adds a social dimension, where you can even sacrifice team members for greater power. A choice that's as morally complex as it is strategic. Overall, this game stands as a Vita gem, where the line between sacrifice and survival is as thin as a blade's edge.
You got it? I got my eye on you two.
So it's El Generale's army that's headed into the rainforest.
He's not a general.
Uncharted Golden Abyss. Uncharted Golden Abyss is an action-packed prequel to the iconic Uncharted series, developed by Bend Studio exclusively for the PlayStation Vita. The plot, a gripping tale of betrayal and discovery, takes players through a journey filled with suspense and intrigue. As Drake, you unravel the mysteries of the Ceta Sidades sect and the fate of the lost city of Quivira. The game's storytelling is enhanced by superb voice performances, particularly by Nolan North, and its narrative fits seamlessly within the Uncharted universe. The game thrives with its gameplay, blending traditional joystick and button controls with the Vita's unique motion and touch features. Players guide Drake through lush jungles, ancient ruins, and dangerous caverns, facing enemies in strategic combat that combines stealth, gunplay, and even quick-time events. The Vita's touchscreen and motion controls are cleverly utilized for guiding Drake, melee attacks, and puzzle solving, offering an experience tailored to the platform. This game is a standout title, testing Vita's capabilities, and of course, is a must-play for fans of the series. TXK. TXK is a timeless appeal to classic gaming, reborn in your hand. The charm of this game lies in its abstract arcade-style setting. It's a game that's all about the experience and challenge, transporting players into a digital world that feels both retro and futuristic. The focus is on immersive gameplay rather than a narrative, making it a perfect pick-up-and-play title. It offers a super fast-paced, Tempest-like gameplay. Players navigate a spaceship along the edge of a 3D tunnel, blasting away enemies in a vibrant psychedelic setting. The game's controls are tight and responsive, perfect for the quick reflexes needed to survive the increasingly complex levels. Unique to TXK are its power-ups, like the ability to jump, which adds a strategic layer to the classic arcade shooter formula. The integration of the Vita's touchpad enhances the gameplay, providing a modern twist to the retro arcade feel. TXK is a triumph for the Vita for several reasons. Firstly, it showcases the Vita's capability to deliver visually stunning and fast-paced games on a handheld device. The OLED screen of the Vita brings the game's neon colors and sharp graphics to life, making each play session visually captivating. Moreover, the game's use of the Vita's unique features, like the touchpad, demonstrates how classic gameplay can be refreshed and modernized. TXK stands as a beacon of how well retro concepts can be adapted to modern handheld technology, providing an experience that's both nostalgic and distinctly new. Severed. Severed is a creative gem from Drinkbox Studios, the minds behind Guaca Melee. The game stands out with its heavily Mexican-influenced aesthetics and a Guillermo del Toro-esque atmosphere. It innovates with touchscreen mechanics for combat, reminiscent of Infinity Blade, where players slash and block their way through challenges. In the game, you step into the shoes of Sasha, a fierce warrior girl in a surreal nightmare. Having lost her family and an arm, Sasha finds herself in a bizarre world teeming with monstrous creatures. Her mission is clear: navigate through this eerie realm, battle grotesque monsters, and reunite with her family to return to their world. This game's a standout title for being an art piece that redefines PSVita gaming. You get it all here, from super engaging storyline to touch-based combat, and a hauntingly beautiful setting makes it a standout. The game's mechanic of severing monster parts to enhance Sasha's abilities isn't just a clever play on the title, it's a deeply satisfying aspect of gameplay that keeps players hooked. Dragon's Crown. Dragon's Crown was developed by Vanillaware for the PS3 and Vita. It's a masterful blend of action RPG and beat-em-up, wrapped in a lush, side-scrolling fantasy world. This game's a standout on the PS Vita, not just for its gameplay, but also for its striking art style and deep dungeon-crawling adventures. At its heart, this one's a dungeon crawler with a twist. Players choose from 6 diverse character classes, each with unique abilities and playstyles, ranging from the brawny knight and dwarf to the magic-wielding wizard and sorceress. The game's combat's exhilarating, combining classic beat-em-up action with modern RPG elements. You'll find yourself constantly moving from left to right, battling through hordes of enemies and bosses. The loot system, characterized by graded equipment and weapons, adds an addictive element of strategy and progression. This one's well praised for its stunning hand-drawn art and the console's ability to bring this fantasy world to vivid life. The Vita's portable nature makes the game's repeat dungeon explorations and loot grinding incredibly engaging and convenient. With its engaging gameplay loop, gorgeous visuals, and immersive world, Dragon's Crown is an unforgettable journey that perfectly captures the essence of adventure and exploration on the PS Vita. Odin Sphere, Leaf Thrasier, developed by Vanillaware for the PlayStation 2 and later remade as Odin Sphere Leaf Thrasier for modern consoles including the PS Vita, is a stunning blend of action RPG and beat-em-up set in a beautifully crafted 2D world. This game stands out not only for its enchanting art style, but also for its intricate gameplay and plot. Gameplay here offers an engaging side-scrolling experience where players control 5 different characters across interconnected storylines. Each character has their own fighting style and magical abilities, linked to their individual stories. The combat's a fluid mix of physical attacks and cipher skills, set in circular stages that encourage strategic movement and combat. The game innovatively integrates RPG elements with a beat-em-up style, emphasizing skillful play over grinding. Leaf Thrasier refines these mechanics, adding new battle arenas and vertical environments for a more dynamic experience. You'll really notice the gorgeous hand-drawn art enhanced for the device's screen. The Vita's controls lend themselves well to the game's action-packed combat and exploration. The portability of the Vita also allows players to delve into the game's rich world and complex narrative at their leisure, making it an ideal platform for this deep, engaging title. With its captivating story, drawing on Norse mythology and fairy tales, and its visually striking design, Odin Sphere is really a work of art that perfectly encapsulates the potential of the PS Vita.
For the bonus, for the perks, for the money.
Killzone Mercenary. Killzone Mercenary is a true embodiment of the mercenary spirit brought to life on the PS Vita. Developed by Guerrilla Cambridge for the PlayStation Vita, it's a remarkable entry in the Killzone series and a standout first-person shooter for a handheld console. The game takes players through key events of the first 3 Killzone installments from the fresh perspective of Aaron Danner, a mercenary navigating the war-torn planets of Vector and Helgen. The game leverages the PS Vita's capabilities to deliver a rich first-person shooting experience. The game breaks new ground by allowing players to fight alongside both Helghast forces and ISA specialists. The flexibility extends to the gameplay, where players can choose their tactics and loadouts to complete missions. The use of the Vita's touchscreen and rear touch panel for controls adds a unique dimension to the gameplay, enhancing the immersive experience. It really stands out on the Vita for its impressive graphics and refined controls, which are often highlighted as being exceptional for a portable console. The ability to engage in a high-quality first-person shooter on the go was a significant achievement for the Vita, demonstrating its capability to handle graphically intensive and complex gameplay. The game's storytelling, however, received mixed reviews, with some criticism directed at its campaign length. Killzone Mercenary really focuses on the PS Vita's power, offering players a console-like FPS experience that fits in their pocket. Ys, Memories of Ceta. Ys, Memories of Ceta, developed by Neon Falcom, marks a significant win for the PS Vita with its plot and dynamic gameplay. Set in the lush world of Ceta, the game centers on Adol Kristin, an amnesiac protagonist who, alongside his companions, embarks on a quest to map the mysterious forest of Ceta. The plot thickens as Adol recovers fragments of his memory, revealing a deeper story filled with intriguing characters, both ally and adversary. Gameplay-wise, this game stays true to the Ys series action RPG roots, featuring real-time combat and a unique party system. Players can switch between characters, each possessing distinct attack types: slash, strike, and pierce, essential for exploiting enemy weaknesses. The game innovates with the use of PS Vita's touchscreen and rear touchpad, enhancing player engagement and control. What stands out on the PS Vita is clear. The game tests the console's capabilities to deliver a rich, immersive experience. And to top it off, just like Adol's journey through Ceta, this game's an unforgettable expedition into the heart of gaming greatness, where memories fade, legends are born. Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward, developed by Chunsoft, is a riveting adventure game and the acclaimed second installment in the Zero Escape series. Originally released for the Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation Vita, it offers a story that keeps you on the edge of your toes. The story puts players into the shoes of Sigma, abducted and thrust into the Nonary game, a perilous game of life and death with 8 others. The gameplay is both of escape and novel sections. In escape sections, players solve intricate puzzles in escape the room scenarios, while novel sections unfold the story through visual novel segments, with players' decisions leading to one of 24 different endings. The inclusion of a flowchart allows players to navigate these choices and explore alternate story paths without restarting the game. Here, every decision not just alters the game, but reshapes the fate of its characters. In the world of gaming, it's not just about playing the game, it's about living the story. Wipeout 2048. Wipeout 2048 is not just any ordinary racing game, it's a futuristic odyssey. Developed by Studio Liverpool and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, this game is a pivotal entry in the Wipeout series and a defining moment for the PlayStation Vita. Set in the years 2048 to 2050, it serves as a prequel to the first game, offering players a glimpse into the early days of anti-gravity racing. The gameplay here is a test of Vita's capabilities. Players pilot anti-gravity ships through a variety of urban landscapes, racing on city streets before dedicated tracks were built. The game offers 4 types of ships: speed, agility, fighter, and prototypes, each catering to different racing styles. Players navigate through courses, collecting weapons to either defend themselves or attack opponents, adding an exhilarating layer to the high-speed races. Critics applauded the game for its super captivating graphics, showcasing the power of the Vita, although it faced criticism for long loading times. All in all, this is a game that didn't just follow the tracks, it created them. Minecraft, PlayStation Vita Edition. Minecraft on the PS Vita? It's like having a world of endless fun in your pocket. So, let's dive into the blocky goodness. Plot? Well, we know how it goes. There's no strict storyline here. It's all about you and your imagination. You land in a sandbox world and it's up to you to build, explore, and survive. It's your adventure, your rules. Now, let's talk about gameplay. Minecraft on the PS Vita is where the real magic happens. It's like having the full game experience right in your hands. You can mine, craft, and build just like on other platforms. And the touch controls? Well, they work like a charm, making crafting a breeze. But what makes this a PS Vita win? Well, it's all about adaptability. The game knows how to make the most of your Vita's touchscreen and controls. It's gaming convenience at its best. In a nutshell, it's your pocket-sized portal to endless creativity and adventures. Craft, explore, and survive wherever you are.
Those things are all over the damn place.
Personally, I'd appreciate the company of a guy who can knock a couple of heads together if he has to. I know who you are.
And I know you're a killer.
The world is ending out there. Who cares?
The Walking Dead Season 1. The Walking Dead Season 1 for the PlayStation Vita delivers an unforgettable gaming experience. The plot follows Lee Everett, a former criminal who becomes the protector of Clementine, a young girl in a world overrun by zombies. The game's emotional depth and tough choices make it a narrative masterpiece. You'll be engrossed in a gripping story where your decisions impact the outcome, creating a unique adventure for each player. The gameplay on the PS Vita is smooth and intuitive. The touchscreen allows you to interact with the environment and make choices seamlessly. The portable nature of the PS Vita means you can take this emotionally charged journey with you wherever you go. Now, let's discuss what makes it a PS Vita standout. The platform perfectly suits the game's episodic structure. You can play a bit on the go, making progress at your own pace. If you're a fan of engaging storytelling and want a game that truly utilizes the PS Vita's capabilities, it's a must-play. Dragon Quest Builders. Dragon Quest Builders is like a gaming jackpot that hit the scene in 2016. Imagine a world where you're not just playing a game, you're the builder of that world. Now, imagine this. You're in Alfgard, the same world as the original Dragon Quest, but it's in ruins. That's where you, the builder, step in. It's like Minecraft meets RPG, with a charming blocky style. As you gather resources and construct camps, your bases level up. Add rooms to make your base even cooler. But beware, when night falls, tougher monsters come out to play, including the iconic slime and dragon. Survival is another name of the game, with health bars to watch and the need to eat food, just like in Minecraft. The plot takes an interesting twist on the original Dragon Quest's ending. You're the builder, trying to fix the mess made by a hero who accepted a bad deal. Your mission is to gather materials and rebuild Alfgard. The creators aimed for an open sandbox with a solid story, and they nailed it. It's both a creative building and epic adventure that's perfect for newcomers and Dragon Quest veterans. Lumine's Electronic Symphony. Lumine's Electronic Symphony for the PlayStation Vita is like a groovy party in your pocket, baby. Developed by Q Entertainment and published by Ubisoft, this game combines music and block matching fun. The gameplay is simple yet addictive. You move and rotate blocks to create colored squares, and when the beat drops, those squares disappear, boosting your score. Be careful though, if the blocks pile up, it's game over. The game supports various control methods from touchscreens to buttons, giving you the freedom to play your way. With 6 game modes, including Voyage, Duel, and Stopwatch, there's always something new to try. Plus, chain and shuffle blocks add exciting twists to the gameplay. One cool feature is the XP system, letting you unlock skins and avatars as you play. It's like leveling up in style. Oh, and here's a fun fact. This game almost had Daft Punk music. While it didn't happen, the soundtrack still delivers a rhythmic journey that enhances the experience. So, if you want a pocket-sized dance party with colorful blocks and catchy tunes, Lumine's Electronic Symphony is just the one for you. Darius Burst, Chronicle Saviors. Darius Burst is like a thrilling sci-fi adventure in space. Developed by Pyramid and published by Taito, it's a part of the Darius series known for its aquatic-themed robotic enemies. But this time, you're in for branching paths, adding an exciting twist to the classic shooter genre. The story unfolds a century after Darius 2, where the planet Darius faces relentless attacks from the Belsar army. To fight back, pilots Riga, Pratika, and TI-2 join forces using the powerful Burst system equipped with Silver Hawk fighters. Their mission? Take down the Belsar army's fleets factories, and even their fortresses. The gameplay sticks to Darius tradition. You battle through stages, choosing different zones and paths, each leading to a unique boss and ending. Power-ups enhance your Silverhawk's firepower, missiles, shields, and score. But here's the twist. You can destroy enemy shots depending on your weapon type, whether it's missile, laser, or wave shot. The burst system adds another layer of strategy. It lets you unleash a devastating beam attack in different directions, perfect for dueling bosses. Recharge it by destroying enemies, but beware, the Belserami has access to this powerful weapon too. With multiple Silverhawks to choose from, each with its unique abilities, Darius Burst offers a super cool space shooter experience. So, gear up and take on the Belserami in this aquatic-themed sci-fi adventure. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc is an intense visual novel adventure game that plunges you into a sinister high school scenario. Developed and published by Spike, it's the first installment in the gripping Danganronpa series. You step into the shoes of Makoto Naegi, a seemingly average high school student who gets selected by pure luck to attend the prestigious Hope's Peak Academy. Little does he know that this honor comes with a dark twist. The students are trapped inside the academy by the robotic bear Monokuma, and the only way out is through murder. The game offers you elements from dating simulations and third-person shooters, creating a unique gameplay experience. You'll interact with other students, investigate crime scenes, and participate in intense class trials, where you must unravel the truth by shooting down contradictions and lies. As the body count rises and tensions soar, you'll need your wits to survive and uncover the mastermind behind this deadly game. With intriguing characters, a thrilling plot, and challenging trials, this game offers a roller coaster of emotions and surprises that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. So, only one question remains. Will you make it out of Hope's Peak Academy alive? Olly Olly 2. Welcome to Ollywood. Next up, we have Olly Olly 2. Welcome to Ollywood on the PS Vita, where skateboarding meets cinematic adventure. In this follow-up to the cult classic Olly Olly, you'll be transported from the streets to the big screen, experiencing epic skateboarding action in iconic cinematic locations. The plot? Well, it's all about you, the skater, going green screen and taking on thrilling challenges in Hollywood's cinematic worlds. Gameplay is where the action shines. With revamped paths and combos, you'll catch monster air and explore multi-route levels. The combo system gets an upgrade with manuals, reverts, revert manuals, and grind switching, giving you unprecedented control and style. The portable nature of the PS Vita is a perfect fit for quick action-packed sessions. With new worlds, levels, challenges, and a local multiplayer mode called Combo Rush for 4-player party fun, it's a pocket-sized skateboarding paradise. Plus, the soundtrack is legendary, featuring tracks that'll keep you grooving while you pull off tricks. So, drop into Hollywood. Embrace the finger-flipping mayhem and enjoy an exhilarating skateboarding experience that's tailor-made for the PS Vita. It's time to ride like a pro. Axium Verge. Axium Verge is the brain-twisting Metroidvania game cooked up by indie developer Thomas Happ. Here, you're Trace, a scientist who's had a seriously rough day, waking up in a strange world filled with ancient tech and alien landscapes after a lab explosion. Talk about a wild ride. Right. Now, when it comes to gameplay, it's all about action and exploration. You've got a whopping 60+ items and power-ups in your arsenal, giving you that nostalgic feel of classic games like Metroid, Contra, and Bionic Commando. It's like a blast from the past with a modern twist. But here's where things get really interesting. The plot. We're talking parallel worlds, a cosmic storm known as the Breach, and a guy named Athetos who's caused quite the mess. You'll navigate this weird world, strike deals with mechanical giants called Rusalki, and make choices that'll impact entire dimensions. And hold on to your hats, because there's a twist that'll make you question reality itself. It's a narrative roller coaster that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. So, if you're up for a mind-bending adventure filled with action and mystery, Axiom Verge is your golden ticket to gaming greatness. Get ready for a journey through pixelated wonder.
If you're not the boss, then die.
Metal Gear Solid HD Collection PS Vita. The Metal Gear series is known for its intricate and immersive storytelling, and the HD Collection is no exception. It includes 2 main titles, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. In Metal Gear Solid 2, players step into the shoes of Raiden, a rookie agent tasked with infiltrating a tanker to investigate a new Metal Gear prototype. However, things quickly spiral into a complex conspiracy involving a shadowy organization known as the Patriots. The game explores themes of identity technology, censorship, and the impact of information control on society, Metal Gear Solid 3 shifts the focus to a Cold War era setting, with players controlling the legendary soldier known as Big Boss. The mission involves uncovering a plot involving a rogue group known as the Cobra Unit and a nuclear threat. The game delves into the origins of the series' iconic characters and provides a deep exploration of loyalty and betrayal. The gameplay in both titles is a blend of stealth, action, and tactical espionage. Players must use their wits, gadgets, and camouflage to navigate hostile environments, avoid detection, and engage in thrilling combat when necessary. The collection retains the signature gameplay mechanics that made these titles classics while benefiting from improved graphics and smoother performance. One of the key highlights is the freedom of choice in approaching missions. Players can choose to go guns blazing or take a non-lethal, stealthy approach, which affects the game's outcome. The series' iconic boss battles are intense and memorable, requiring strategic thinking to overcome. In summary, it's a win for the handheld console, giving players the opportunity to enjoy these iconic titles wherever they go. Limbo. Limbo is like that eerie yet captivating dream you can't shake off. It's a puzzle platformer with a dash of horror that first hit the gaming scene in 2010. Developed by PlayDead and initially making waves on the Xbox 360, it's since found its way onto various platforms like the PlayStation 3, Linux, and Windows, taking players on a dark and unforgettable journey. You step into the worn-out sneakers of an unnamed boy on a quest to find his sister. But this is not your typical platformer. Limbo's charm lies in its trial and death gameplay. You'll die. A lot. But that's all part of the plan. You'll fail, learn, and finally conquer the intricate puzzles and menacing traps lurking in the shadows. What really makes Limbo stand out is its striking black and white visuals and minimalist soundscape. It's like a haunting piece of art that's come to life. The game's narrative is open to interpretation, which has sparked countless discussions among players and critics. This game is basically an emotional journey through a beautifully bleak world that'll stay with you long after you put down your device. Ys Origin. The world of Ys Origin is a prequel to the epic Ys series, where you're thrown back 700 years to the origins of the Ys saga. Here, it's all about the land of Ys, Darm Tower, the mysterious Black Pearl, the twin goddesses, and the 6 priests. Dive into the backstory and unravel the mysteries as you play through the perspectives of 3 unique characters: Unica Tova, Hugo Fact, and Toll Fact. Each has their own tale, combat style, and skills, making for a rich, layered storyline. It spices things up with its trio of heroes. Unica swings axes and greatswords, mixing hack and slash with aerial moves. Hugo Fact, on the other hand, is all about raw power, unleashing energy attacks and devastating power shots. For the pros, there's Toll Fact, a high-risk, high-reward powerhouse. The game keeps you on your toes with a boost meter. Fill it up and unleash boost mode for more potent attacks and defense, or go all out with the burst move for a show-stopping explosion of power. The game remains as a PS Vita triumph because it brilliantly combines intense action with a deep, engaging storyline. The console's portability makes it perfect for dungeon-crawling adventures like this. The crisp graphics and fluid combat mechanics shine on the Vita, bringing this classic RPG to life in your hands. Here, every slash, spell, and is a step back into the heart of a legendary saga and is super pocket-friendly. Get it? Because it fits in your pocket.
And below, in that limitless chasm of chaos.
Darkest Dungeon. In Darkest Dungeon, you inherit a spooky estate with a twist. It's teeming with horrors thanks to your ancestors' dodgy dealings below his manor. Your mission? Clean up this ghastly mess. As you delve into the depths, you'll uncover your ancestors' dark past and face off against an unspeakable evil lurking in the Darkest Dungeon. Spoiler, it's a heart-stopping showdown with the Heart of Darkness and a chilling revelation about your family's cursed fate. But this is not your typical dungeon crawler. Darkest Dungeon mixes turn-based combat with a unique stress mechanic. You manage a squad of heroes, each with their own class and quirks. But watch out, dungeons aren't just about slaying monsters. Stress levels skyrocket with each eerie encounter, potentially causing afflictions or even heart attacks. Keep your torch lit and your hero sane as you battle through procedurally generated dungeons, and make use of the town to heal and prep for the next terrifying adventure. The console's portability means you can brave these eerie dungeons from anywhere. The Vita's crisp display and intuitive controls add to the immersive, spine-tingling experience, making each venture into the unknown thrillingly personal. Cinemora. Cinemora is a time-twisted tale of revenge and war set on the unstable planet of Sol. The game has two intertwining narratives, one of a father, Renotra, seeking vengeance for his son executed by the Empire, and the other of the Yankee race's last survivors plotting against the same empire for their annihilation. Both stories unfold across various eras, showcasing the planet's drastically changing geography. The game's diesel punk setting and anthropomorphic characters add a unique flavor to this tale of time manipulation, war, and retribution. This 2.5D shoot-'em-up has you piloting planes in a visually stunning 3D environment on a 2D plane. With primary and secondary weapons at your disposal, you'll navigate through intense bullet hell scenarios across 4 difficulty levels. The game's unique twist is its time mechanic. Instead of traditional health, you're racing against time, with enemy defeats granting precious seconds. Choose from multiple characters and planes, each combination altering your gameplay experience. On the PS Vita, this game is a seamless fit. The handheld console's mobility enables you to dive into a world rich in visual delights at your convenience. Packed with intense action, every minute is a pulse-pounding encounter with destiny.
Double drat! You gotta stop that pachyderm!
Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Coming up next is Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time, which is a stealthy escapade in the 4th chapter of the Sly Cooper saga. Our favourite raccoon, Sly, is back with a time travel twist. He's on a mission to repair the Thievius Raccoonus, a family heirloom book whose pages are mysteriously vanishing. Sly's journey takes him from feudal Japan to the Wild West, and even to prehistoric times, teaming up with his gang and ancestors to fix his family history and uncover the villain behind these time troubles. This game is all about stealth, puzzles, and platforming with a dash of time travel. You mainly play as Sly, sneaking around, navigating obstacles, and using cool gadgets and costumes to access new areas and abilities. Think Assassin's Creed meets Ratchet and Clank. Plus, there are treasures and secret masks to find, and you can switch between different characters, each bringing their unique skills to the table. Child of Light. In the enchanting world of Child of Light, you step into the shoes of Aurora, a young girl who wakes up in the mystical land of Lemuria after succumbing to a mysterious illness. It's a race against time to restore the sun, moon, and stars, all captured by the nefarious Queen of the Night. Aurora's journey is not just about saving a world, but also finding her way back home. This game features a turn-based combat system reminiscent of classics like Final Fantasy. You'll control Aurora and a companion, navigating through stunning landscapes, battling enemies, and solving puzzles. Aurora's joined by Igniculus, a playable firefly who aids in exploration and combat. You'll level up, unlock abilities, and even use Igniculus to heal allies or slow down foes. Oh, and let's not forget the Surprise Strike for an edge in battles. Child of Light on the PS Vita is a portable fairy tale. The Vita's vibrant screen brings Lemuria's gorgeous watercolor-esque world to life, making every moment feel like a living painting. Every step here is a brushstroke in an epic canvas of adventure and wonder.
I fight. I stand with those who stand with me.
Why would we need your help?
4 reasons right there.
Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. Jump into the boots of Aveline de Grand Prix in Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, the thrilling spin-off set in 18th century French Louisiana. Aveline, an Afro-French assassin and the series' first female protagonist, is embroiled in the classic Assassin Templar War. Her mission? To thwart the Templar schemes in New Orleans post the French and Indian War. As Aveline, you'll navigate the open world of New Orleans using her combat, stealth, and parkour skills to unravel the Templar conspiracy and protect the city's freedom. This game retains the franchise's open-world charm and introduces unique Vita features like touchscreen and rear touchpad inputs. Aveline is a versatile character, seamlessly blending the series' iconic free-running and stealth with new elements like dual-wielding weapons and persona switching. You can switch between her assassin, slave, and lady personas, each with distinct abilities and limitations, adding depth to your strategy. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation on the PS Vita is a gem. The console's unique features like the touchscreen and gyroscope are perfectly integrated, offering an immersive and interactive gaming experience. The ability to dive into Aveline's world with the Vita's portability makes for a compelling and convenient playthrough, proving that epic adventures can indeed fit in your pocket. Thomas Was Alone. Set in the quirky digital world of a computer mainframe, Thomas Was Alone is an adventure of self-aware artificial intelligence entities, represented as simple rectangles. The story revolves around these AIs, each with unique personalities, like the curious Thomas. As they navigate through the digital realm, a mysterious event sparks their journey of self-discovery and companionship, leading them to work together to overcome challenges in their world. This puzzle platformer involves guiding various colorful shapes through levels, each shape boasting its own abilities. Thomas, a red rectangle, is joined by characters like Chris, John, Claire, and Laura, each adding a twist to the gameplay. You'll switch between these characters, using their skills to solve puzzles and reach the end of each level. The game's charm is enhanced by a narrator who brings these shapes to life with delightful storytelling. The game's minimalistic style and puzzle platforming gameplay shine on the Vita's crisp display. Its pick-up-and-play nature makes it ideal for gaming on the go, offering a unique and engaging experience that's both heartwarming and thought-provoking. Need for Speed Most Wanted. In Need for Speed Most Wanted, you go into the adrenaline-pumping world of street racing in the vibrant city of Fairhaven. Unlike its predecessors, this game doesn't focus on a storyline, but rather on the thrill of the chase. You're up against the city's top 10 racers, listed on the Most Wanted list. Your goal? Outrace them, outsmart the cops, and reign supreme in the underground racing world. The game is an open-world racing paradise, blending elements from previous Burnout and Need for Speed titles. You'll engage in various race types like sprint races, circuit races, speed runs, and intense ambush races. The police play a significant role, adding an extra layer of challenge as they employ tactics to stop you. With a mix of muscle cars, street races, and exotics, and customization options, every race is a high-octane adventure. On the PS Vita, it captures the essence of high-speed, arcade-style racing. The impressive graphics and fluid gameplay make it one of the most engaging racing experiences on a handheld device. Borderlands 2. Unleash mayhem and collect bountiful loot in Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita. The game is set 5 years after the original, and you're back on the wild planet of Pandora. This time, you're part of a new crew of Vault Hunters allied with the Crimson Raiders, a resistance group fighting against the tyranny of handsome Jack. Jack seeks to unlock the power of a new vault, and it's up to you to stop him. Dive into a chaotic world where every fight and exploration could lead to new loot and uncover the secrets of Pandora's second vault. Gameplay is both first-person shooter mixed with role-playing elements. This game lets you choose from 4 unique classes, each with their special skills like summoning turrets or dual-wielding guns. The game stands out with its procedurally generated loot system, ensuring a plethora of guns and gear to discover. Engage in various missions, battle enemies, and explore Pandora's vast, open-world environment. Plus, the game has both solo and cooperative multiplayer modes, making it a flexible gaming experience. The Vita's dual analog sticks offer a comfortable FPS experience, while its portability means you can jump into Pandora's chaotic world anytime, anywhere. It's a full-scale console game that fits perfectly in your pocket. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale brings together a mashup of iconic PlayStation characters for some epic showdowns. Developed by Superbot Entertainment, this game, released in 2012 for the PS3 and Vita, lets players duke it out with favorites like Kratos from God of War and the cool rapping dog Parappa. It's like Sony's own version of Super Smash Bros., a total platforming fighting party. Up to 4 players can jump into the fray, battling it out on 2D stages that cleverly blend elements from different game worlds. Think duking it out in a world that's half Jak and Daxter, half Hot Shots Golf. Pretty wild, right? The gameplay is all about gathering AP orbs by smacking your opponents around. Rack up enough AP, and you can unleash some seriously cool super moves. Each character brings their own style, making every battle unpredictable. And the stages, well, they're not just cool backdrops. They shift and change, throwing in new challenges and keeping you on your toes. Plus, you can grab items like the Hedgehog Grenade from Resistance to spice things up. With a single-player arcade mode and various multiplayer options, this game is a blast for casual play or some serious competition. It's a fun, chaotic brawl that lets you settle the age-old question, who would win in a fight, Kratos or Sly Cooper? MotorStorm RC. In this game, you'll be zooming into the adrenaline-pumping universe, where it's not just about size, but the thrill of the race. Say goodbye to full-size vehicles and hello to remote-controlled speedsters. With 16 electrifying tracks inspired by the iconic locations from previous MotorStorm titles, this game is a nostalgic trip with a fresh, tiny twist. Let's talk about the gameplay now. MotorStorm RC is a buffet of racing styles. You've got the classic race mode, where it's all about snagging those medals. Hot lap pushes you to beat the clock in an endless loop of high-speed thrills. Drift mode? Oh, that's for the cool muscle cars, skidding and sliding for points. And Pursuit? It's the ultimate overtaking challenge. The complete edition just throws in more fuel to the fire with extra DLC vehicles, minus a few exclusives. And don't forget about Playground, the unique mode where you can just let loose and have fun. This game's like a pocket-sized powerhouse for the PS Vita. First off, the remote-controlled angle. Genius for on-the-go gaming. It's quick, it's snappy, and it fits the Vita's vibe perfectly. With Pitwall, you're always connected, always in the race. Your best times and records are always out there for the world to see. Plus, with a mix of classic modes and the Vita-exclusive Playground, it's like this game was tailor-made for the console. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Oh, right now, let's break down the epic crossover chaos of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in the most fantastic way possible. You'll be jumping into the ring of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where worlds collide in the most spectacular fashion. We've got the heavy hitters from Capcom's legendary game franchises throwing down with the iconic heroes and villains of Marvel Comics. This game isn't just a battle, it's a cosmic smackdown of epic proportions. After the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami shook up their DLC plans, Capcom said, let's make this even bigger. And boom! Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was born, bringing more characters and tweaks to the fans. Speaking of the gameplay, it's simply awesome. Imagine a tag team battle royale, but with superheroes and video game legends. Players pick their dream team of 3, each with their own crazy moves and combos. The gameplay sticks to the rad arcade style of the original, but with a shiny new coat of paint and some balancing magic to keep things fresh. You've got your classic moves, hyper combos, and the sweet, sweet chaos of tag team action. But here's the kicker. The aerial combat and X-Factor systems got a major tune-up, making the fights even more intense. The X-Factor now works mid-air. Well, because why not? And the aerial exchanges are slicker, letting you mess with your opponent's meter or just dish out more hurt. All in all, this game's like a comic book fan's dream and a gamer's paradise rolled into one. The character roster is like a who's who of coolness, and the improved online experience means you can show off your skills to the world smoother than ever. Velocity Ultra. Velocity Ultra is like the cool kid of the shmup world. It's got all the classic arcade shooter vibes, speed, challenge, ferocity, but then it throws in these mind-bending puzzle mechanics. Velocity Ultra isn't just any top-down shooter, it's a space rescue mission with a twist. You're the pilot of the galaxy's only Quarp jet, a spacecraft that's not just fast, it's smart. Your mission? Dart through the cosmos to rescue survivors from a gnarly black hole collapse. But it's not just about shooting. No, you've got to be a teleporting ninja, zipping through 50 levels of sci-fi madness. Talk about a high-stakes space odyssey. This game takes shoot 'em up to a whole new level. It's not just about having quick reflexes. No, it's about having a quick brain too. You've got to solve puzzles, dodge enemies, and use your teleportation powers like a boss. With 50 levels of intense action, each one ramps up the challenge, making you a master of both firepower and strategy. And let's not forget the bonus missions and hidden minigames. They're like the cherry on top of this spacey sundae. This isn't just a game for shmup fans. It's a game for anyone who loves a good adrenaline rush. The anime-inspired art style and the thumping electronic soundtrack, just perfect. Plus, with full Steamworks integrations, leaderboards, achievements, and those sweet Steam trading cards, it's like a gamer's treasure trove. Tales from Space, Mutant Blobs Attack. Mutant Blobs Attack is like a love letter to the PS Vita. It uses every trick in the Vita's book, touchscreen, gyroscope, rear touchpad, to create a gameplay experience that's totally unique to the console. It's fast, it's fun, and it's got personality by the bucket load. In the game, it's all about a grumpy mutant blob who's not just breaking out, he's chowing down on everything Earth has to offer. Picture this, a tiny blob with a monstrous appetite and a bit of a tood, unleashed on an unsuspecting world. Gameplay-wise, you're in control of this fast-moving, ever-growing mutant blob, absorbing objects, automatic and oh so satisfying. The game tosses in checkpoints that force the blob to bulk up Katamari style to tackle bigger challenges. Oh, and let's talk zero gravity. This blob turns into a rocket, complete with turbo boosters for some out-of-this-world action. The Vita's touchscreen and rear touchpad bring a whole new dimension to the gameplay, letting you manipulate the environment in fun, innovative ways. And those bonus levels, they're a wild ride, using the Vita's gyroscope for everything from labyrinth puzzles to retro platforming madness. This tasty treat of mutant adventure is one hell of a PS Vita edition. Shakedown, Hawaii. Welcome to a retro paradise where the rules are made to be broken. In Shakedown, Hawaii, you're the big boss of feeble multinational. And guess what? Your empire's crumbling. Time to roll up those sleeves with your son Scooter and the consultant. Your mission? Resurrect your company from the ashes of bankruptcy in the most outrageous ways possible. We're talking demolition, shaking down businesses and even butting heads with a drug cartel. Oh, and let's not forget Scooter's gang adventures. With a lively 16-bit open world, you can roam freely, causing mischief in over 200 buildings. Fancy a bit of extortion or chaos? You've got an arsenal of weapons for that. In the mood for some property investment or arcade action? Well, the game's got you covered. And hey, if you want to mix things up, go on a shopping spree or indulge in some Grand Theft Auto. Combat is a blast from the past, reminiscent of retro City Rampage, ensuring endless fun as you battle your way to the top. The pick up and play nature of the game is perfect for gaming on the go. Plus, the Vita's controls make wreaking havoc across Hawaii feel smooth and intuitive. Fez. Fez is a tale of dimensions and discovery. You're Gomez, a 2D dude in a seemingly flat world, until, bam, a Fez lands on your head and reveals that your world is actually 3D. When a giant golden hexahedron shatters, ripping space-time a new one, it's up to you to pick up the pieces, literally. You're on a quest to collect cubes and cube fragments to stitch the universe back together. It's a journey filled with awe, mystery, and a touch of the existential. A pixelated adventure of epic proportions. Gameplay-wise, you'll jump, explore, and decipher your way through this vibrant world, uncovering secrets, cracking codes, and unlocking the mysteries of an ancient civilization. And the best part? There's no rush. No enemies or bosses breathing down your neck. Just you, your Fez, and a universe of possibilities. Fez and the PS Vita are a match made in gaming heaven. The Vita's crisp display brings the game's pixelated beauty to life, making every twist and turn a feast for the eyes. Its intuitive controls make rotating and navigating this 3D world a breeze. Plus, Vita's portability means you can dive into this deep puzzle-filled universe anytime, anywhere. Perfect for those stop-and-smell-the-flowers moments the game is all about.
I'm plenty friendly.
Hold on a minute. That is the truth.
Who am I? How can I forget?
How do I take it off?
What makes you so sure?
Hello.
Zero Escape, the Nonary games. Here, you dive into a world where Escape the Room meets visual novel. In this thrilling saga, you're thrown into a world where nothing is what it seems. 9 people kidnapped and whisked away to an unknown location find themselves at the mercy of the mysterious Zero. They're participants in the Zero Escape, the Nonary games, a chilling contest of life and death. The stakes? Their very lives. Each character brings their own backstory, their fears and their secrets. Trust is a luxury they can't afford, and with tension skyrocketing, they must work together or against each other to escape their twisted fate. The handheld console brings these gripping plotlines to life with its vivid display and immersive sound capabilities, enhancing the tension and atmosphere of the game. The Vita's interface lends itself beautifully to the game's puzzle-solving elements, making interactions feel natural and intuitive. Air Race Speed. Air Race Speed is all about speed, skill, and style. Forget about storylines and characters. This is pure, unadulterated racing adrenaline. You're the pilot of a futuristic jet, blazing through 36 insane tracks that look like they've been ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie. Think advanced science labs and high-tech factories. The kind of places where you can almost smell the future. With 9 different sleek vehicles to choose from, each race is an opportunity to test your mettle against the clock and the leaderboards. It's you, your jet, and the track. Nothing else matters. This game is a time trial titan. Every track is a new challenge, a puzzle of twists, turns, and breathtaking drops that'll test your your reflexes to the limit. The goal? Well, simple. Be the fastest. Whether you're gunning to topple the online rankings or just trying to outdo your personal best, every second counts. The Vita's slick controls and sharp displays make each race a visceral, gripping experience. The sense of speed and fluidity of the game are a perfect showcase for the Vita's capabilities. The tracks are a mix of precision engineering and wild imagination. It's like racing through a world that's part science, part fantasy. And with 9 different jets, each with its own feel and speed, finding the perfect fit for your racing style is part of the fun.
Let's hunt.
Wanted Core. In Wanted Core, you're not just any bounty hunter. You're an intergalactic law enforcer with some serious firepower. The game throws you into the boots of Neil H., Mad Dog, and Irina Zimoy, 2 bounty hunters with wildly different styles. Mad Dog brings the boom with his arsenal of weapons, while Irina wields mind-bending psychic powers. Whether you're flying solo or teaming up with a buddy, either locally or online, your mission is clear. Track down the galaxy's most notorious criminals and bring them to justice. Or just take them out. Coming to the gameplay now, this top-down action game is all about strategy, firepower, and psychic smackdowns. Choose your hunter. Are you more of a guns-blazing kind of player or a psychic power wielder? Each level offers a new challenge, a new set of baddies to hunt down. And it's not just about beating the level, it's about mastering it. Replaying levels boosts your score, climbs you up the bounty hunter ranks, and earns you some sweet, sweet rewards. And those rewards? Well, they're your ticket to an even more explosive arsenal and mind-blowing psychic abilities. The co-op mode is where it really gets fun, combining Mad Dog's heavy artillery with Irina's psychic prowess for some truly asymmetric gameplay. To sum it up, the graphics and gameplay shine on the Vita's display, making every bounty hunt an immersive experience. Plus, the ability to play co-op, either locally or online, is a massive win for the Vita, bringing players together for some intergalactic justice-delivering action. Volume. Volume offers you a bit of everything. Brains, stealth, and story, all wrapped up in a visually stunning package. It takes a digital age twist on the Robin Hood legend. Meet Robert Loxley, a small-time thief who stumbles upon a game-changing device. Volume. This nifty gadget isn't just any tech. It can simulate heists, and it's tied to a secret military coup. Guided by an AI named Alan, who's like the coolest, most tactical version of Clippy you can imagine, Robert decides to broadcast these simulated heists online. Let's play style. His goal? Expose the corporate tyrant Guy of Gisborne, who's got England in his greedy clutches. The story unfolds with a stellar voice cast, adding layers of personality and intrigue to this modern-day vigilante tale. If you're into sneaky strategic gameplay, you'll love Volume. Inspired by the stealth elements of the Metal Gear Solid series, you get a top-down view of your virtual playground. Each level is a puzzle where you outwit guards, who have their own patterns and quirks, dodge dogs, and avoid turrets. No brute force here. No, you can't kill your foes, but you can distract them with a variety of tools. Think flushing toilets, creating diversions, and slipping past their watchful eyes. Your goal is to swipe gems and slip away unnoticed, all the while trying to beat the clock for those sweet leaderboard spots. And hey, feeling creative? Well, jump into the level editor and craft your own heists for the world to try. Also, the Vita's display brings the game's sleek, minimalist aesthetic to life, making each heist not just challenging, but visually captivating. Virtua Tennis 4 World Tour Edition. Virtua Tennis 4 on the PS Vita is like having a whole tennis world in your pocket. The Vita's controls make each match feel intuitive and exciting, whether you're volleying at the net or serving an ace. But it isn't just about smacking a fuzzy yellow ball across a net. No, it's about rising from a total unknown to a tennis superstar. In the World Tour mode, you're crafting your own sports saga. Starting in the lower leagues, signing autographs and practicing with peers who might become your rivals or doubles partners. There's even a dedicated fan club that grows as you do. It's a journey from obscurity to fame, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Federer or Nadal. It feels incredibly personal. Your path to tennis stardom is peppered with quirky touches like the futuristic England tennis with Roomba ball boys. Talk about serving up some fun. Gameplay-wise, you control your player across the court, choosing from a variety of shots, lobs, topspins, you name it. The gameplay rewards smart placement and anticipation just as much as it does the choice of shot. Unique playstyles and a flashy slow-motion power shot add spice to the matches. Plus, the variety of court surfaces each come with their own ball physics, keeping you on your toes. World Tour mode is the big kahuna, mixing a character creator board game-like progression, and minigames that range from the bizarre, protecting chickens anyone, to the educational, teaching you gameplay skills in the most fun way possible. Why is it a PS Vita win? Well, the graphics look stunning on the Vita screen, showcasing player likenesses and vibrant courts in impressive detail. Plus, the portability of the Vita means you can dip into your tennis career anytime. It's like being able to sneak in a quick match or a minigame session whenever the mood strikes. VA11 Hall A. VA11 Hall A on the PS Vita offers a unique window into a narrative-rich cyberpunk world where every drink tells a story. Now, let's see what the game is really about. Well, you're the bartender in a cyberpunk world. Set in a dystopian city, your bar, VA11 Hall A, is a hub for intriguing stories from a diverse cast of patrons. But mind you, you're not just mixing drinks. You're a part of their lives, listening and influencing their stories through your cocktail creations. You'll get a bit of bartending simulation along with visual novel. Serving drinks isn't just following recipes, it's about understanding the stories and needs of your customers. Beyond the bar, you manage your life, decorate your space, and curate music for the bar, immersing you further in this rich narrative experience. The gameplay, blending daily life and bartending, feels engaging and personal on the Vita, making every interaction feel special. Utawara Umono, Prelude to the Fallen, is a tale of mystery, rebellion, and leadership. The protagonist, Hakuwolo, is found injured with no memory and is nursed back to health by a kind family. He's quickly woven into the fabric of their village life. However, tranquility doesn't last. Oppression from a greedy ruler spurs Hakuwolo into leading a rebellion, eventually crowning him ruler of a new nation, Tusker. His story is a blend of fantasy and sci-fi, starting in a seemingly mythical world that gradually reveals a connection to a distant post-apocalyptic Earth. It's a story of finding oneself, forging bonds, and fighting for peace. Coming to the gameplay, the player spends much time engaged in the story, making choices that influence scene sequences rather than the plot's outcome. The tactical battles add a layer of strategy, where positioning and attack combinations on a grid-based battlefield are key. Overall, the Vita's compact factor and compatibility really shine on the gameplay experience. Unit 13. Unit 13 is a third-person shooter that's all about strategy and skill. With gameplay reminiscent of the SOCOM series, you're right in the action with a third-person view, switching to first-person when zooming in for those precise shots. Missions in the game are versatile. You can approach them guns blazing or slip through the shadows. You've got options like direct action for a more straightforward approach or covert missions where stealth is key and getting spotted means game over. Plus, there's the deadline category for time-pressed missions, elite for a real health management challenge, and high-value target, where you face off against boss characters. The coolest part is the dynamic mode, which randomizes objectives and enemy placements, so every mission feels fresh. Unit 13 is like a showcase of what the PS Vita does best. The Vita's dual analog sticks offer precise control, perfect for the game's tactical shooting gameplay. The third-person perspective works great on the Vita screen, plus the ability to play missions cooperatively has a fantastic layer of replayability and fun, especially on a handheld console. Trillion, God of Destruction. Trillion, God of Destruction is a game that challenges not just your tactical skills, but also your heart, as you raise and bond with your team against overwhelming odds. Here, you're tasked with raising and bonding with 6 demon lords, each with unique abilities and personalities, to stand against the formidable Trillion. Training these demon lords involves engaging in special events, which influence the branching storyline and lead to various endings. The game's combat system is a hybrid of roguelike and simulation RPG styles, and you must strategically raise characters against a looming deadline. Character death isn't just a setback, it's a tactical element, emphasizing that no single demon lord can defeat Trillion alone. With other characters potentially awakening as demon lords, the game layers strategy upon strategy. Plus, there's a new Game Plus mode, encouraging multiple playthroughs to explore different outcomes. The PS Vita's intimate screen and controls are perfect for the game's strategic story. The handheld format enhances the personal connection with each demon lord, making the training and bonding aspects more immersive. The Vita's ability to vividly portray the game's dark fantasy world adds to the overall experience, making every decision and battle feel crucial. Undertale. Undertale is set in the underground, a realm beneath the Earth's surface, home to various monsters. The story revolves around Frisk, a human child who falls into this mysterious world. Guided by a mix of friendly and hostile monsters, Frisk ventures on a journey to return to the surface. The narrative's heart lies in its moral choices. Players can choose to fight, befriend, or flee from the monsters they encounter. These choices branch into a story rich in emotion and consequence, leading to multiple potential endings based on the player's actions. On the PS Vita, the game's super fun and engaging engaging gameplay simply shines. In combat, players control a heart, representing their soul, and must dodge attacks in a bullet hell-like minigame. This combat system allows for a non-violent approach, where players can talk to and understand monsters, potentially sparing them. The game's charm also lies in its puzzles and exploration, encouraging players to delve deeper into the underground and its inhabitants' stories. The game's charming pixel art and memorable soundtrack are perfectly suited to the Vita's display and audio capabilities too, making it a charming yet challenging package that fits in your hand. Tukiden Kiwami. Set in a mystical world woven with Japanese history, Tukiden Kiwami tells the story of slayers, warriors battling monstrous being known as Oni. The story unfolds in Utakata village, a hub where slayers gather, and spans various eras from ancient times to the early shogunate. As a rookie slayer, you're guided by experienced warriors like Ouka, mastering your skills and uncovering the secrets of this Oni-infested world. In this game, combat is king. You face off against gigantic Oni, and it's not just about hacking and slashing. The targeted destruction system requires strategic dismemberment of these beasts, severing, piercing, and crushing their parts to defeat them. You're not alone. Multiplayer allows up to 4 players to team up, making cooperation crucial. The Mitama system adds depth, where spirits from defeated Oni can be used to empower your weapons and offer unique abilities, with a vast connection of 300 Mitama adding to the game's appeal. Tukiden Kiwami thrives on the PS Vita thanks to its vast and action-packed gameplay that's perfect for on-the-go gaming. Plus, the Vita's connectivity makes joining forces with other slayers seamless, enhancing the cooperative aspect of the game. Touch My Katamari. The story of Touch My Katamari is as eccentric as its gameplay. The king of all cosmos overhears a conversation about who's more awesome, him or a school principal. Distraught by not being the clear winner, he spirals into depression. Meanwhile, Goro, a slacker, sees this news and decides it's time for a life change. This unusual narrative sets the stage for the unique, whimsical adventure that Touch My Katamari offers. Now, let's take a peek at the kick-ass gameplay. So, it continues the delightfully odd gameplay of the Katamari series. Players control a sticky ball, the Katamari, rolling it around to collect objects and grow in size within a time limit. The PS Vita version brings fresh twists to the table. Using the Vita's touchscreen, players swipe to steer their Katamari with new precision. The back touch panel adds another layer of fun. Squashing and stretching the Katamari lets you navigate through various challenges. Stretch it long to roll over items or squish it flat to squeeze into narrow spaces. It's a creative use of the Vita's capabilities, making the classic Katamari gameplay even more engaging. All in all, the game takes full advantage of the Vita's features to deliver an experience that's both familiar to fans and fresh for newcomers. Tokyo Xanadu. Tokyo Xanadu is set in an alternate reality Tokyo, recovering from a devastating earthquake. The story centers around Ko Tokisaka, a high school student in Morimiya. One night, Ko follows his classmate Asuka into an alley, only to be sucked into a parallel dimension called the Eclipse. Asuka, part of a group called Nemesis, introduces Ko to the Eclipse's dangers and the greeds its inhabitants. They, along with other students who possess unique abilities, form the Xanadu Research Club, XRC, to fight these threats and uncover the truth behind the Eclipse and the Great Tokyo Twilight Disaster. The gameplay here draws inspiration from Atlus's Persona series, as well as Neon Falcom's own Ys and Trails franchises. Players navigate through dungeons, battling various enemies and bosses using a mix of physical attacks, skills, and magic. The game emphasizes character development, both in combat skills and in personal relationships. The Vita's controls lend themselves well to the game's action-oriented combat, and of course, you can jump in anytime, anywhere. Teslagrad. Teslagrad is a 2.5D puzzle platformer where the laws of electromagnetism power your journey. In the kingdom of Electropia, a tyrannical king wields his power against a set of techno-wizards in the city of Teslagrad. Amidst this backdrop, a young orphan boy suddenly finds himself targeted by the king's guards. His escape leads him to the abandoned Tesla Tower, where he begins to unearth the hidden history of the long-standing conflict and the tower's mysteries. The narrative is richly woven into the gameplay, with the environment and puzzles telling the story of Teslagrad's past. You'll explore the mysterious Tesla Tower, brimming with hand-drawn environments that evoke a steampunk version of old Europe. The game cleverly uses magnetism and other electromagnetic principles as you solve intricate puzzles and navigate through challenging platforming segments. Combat is minimal but impactful, focusing more on the electric-based puzzles and precise jumps. As the game progresses, you'll discover various upgrades and items that aid in unraveling the tower's secrets. This is a game that electrifies the puzzle platformer genre with its innovative use of electromagnetism and stunning hand-drawn art. It's a journey of discovery, not just just of the Tesla Tower's secrets, but of the protagonist's own connection to the kingdom's tumultuous history. Shinobido 2 Revenge of Zen. Revenge of Zen is a game where every shadowy corner holds danger, and every decision can be the difference between life and death. Set 6 months after its predecessor, Shinobido 2 plunges the region of Utakata into a brutal civil war. Zen, the protagonist, seeks vengeance after being betrayed and left for dead. His journey is fueled by the murder of San, his love at the hands of his childhood friends Shu and Nagi. This personal vendetta takes him through a story of betrayal, honor, and ninja warfare. You step into the roles of Zen and Kaidi, navigating a main town hub to prepare for missions. The game offers a rich arsenal of ninja tools like shurikens, smoke bombs, and potions. Players choose missions from 3 daimyo, with the narrative encouraging allegiance to one, promoting multiple playthroughs. Missions range from assassinations to rescue and thefts. Utilizing silent assassinations, counterattacks, and a grappling hook, you must navigate maps filled with enemies and treasures. Leveling up allows you to enhance attributes like health, attack, defense, and special abilities, including the deadly Zankoku attack. Boss battles against ninja clan leaders and daimyo themselves add to the intensity, offering various strategies for victory. The PS Vita's controls and graphics are perfect for Shinobido 2's detailed ninja world. Tales of Hearts R. Alright, here we have Tales of Hearts R, where you'll be jumping into the enchanting world of vibrant JPRG adventure. Follow Sing and his friends, including Hisui and Kohaku, on a quest to restore Kohaku's shattered Speria. Meet allies like Innis, Beryl, and Kunzite, and confront adversaries such as the Crystal Knight Shalkedani. As you collect Speria fragments, you'll uncover a deeper conspiracy and a world-threatening peril. Embrace a combat system inspired by Tales of Destiny, melding real-time action with strategic depth. Navigate through a rich world, battling enemies and unraveling the unique Speria system, central to the game's narrative and character development. Tales of Hearts R shines on the PS Vita with its crisp display and intuitive controls, perfect for engaging battles and exploration. It's a tale told through spirited battles and a narrative that grows with each Speria shard found. Unsheath your Soma and explore a world where every heart has its own story. One Piece Unlimited World Red. Set in the One Piece universe, One Piece Unlimited World Red story centers around a powerful pirate, Patrick Redfield, released during Blackbeard's raid on Impel Down. The Straw Hat Pirates find themselves in a pickle involving this new enemy. They embark on a series of adventures, encountering familiar and new faces alike. As the story unfolds, players dive deeper into the rich lore of One Piece, engaging in epic battles and uncovering hidden truths. This action-packed RPG captures the essence of the One Piece universe. Players engage in thrilling battles against massive Oni, employing the targeted destruction system to sever, pierce, and crush parts of these gigantic foes. The game encourages teamwork, with multiplayer options allowing up to 4 players on the PS Vita. Utilizing various ninja tools and skills, players navigate through diverse missions and landscapes, leveling up and enhancing attributes for more effective combat. The game's vibrant world and dynamic combat system are perfectly suited for the PS Vita. The Vita brings our heart-pounding action with the charm and adventure of the beloved anime, creating an unforgettable experience. You'd sail and join Luffy and his crew on a grand adventure with this one. Synergia. With Synergia, you'll be stepping into the neon-soaked world of a visual novel set in a cyberpunk future where emotions intertwine with technology. In the game, you go deep into the life of Sela, a grizzled cop disillusioned by the neon-drenched reality of his cyberpunk world. Her mundane existence takes a turn with the arrival of Mara, an advanced perceptive house droid gifted by a shadowy acquaintance. As Sela confronts her past traumas, the bond between her and Mara deepens, revealing the android's unique consciousness. However, their evolving relationship draws the attention of Velta Labs, a tech behemoth with ulterior motives. In this backdrop of looming conflict, Sela and Mara's connection becomes a catalyst for events that could shift the balance between war and peace, religion, and an unfathomable technological future. The relationship between Sela and Mara is not just a focal point of the story, but a lens through which complex themes are explored, making every decision and interaction meaningful. Overall, you'll love this Vita journey into a future where human emotions clash and coalesce with the cold logic of machines. The Swapper. The Swapper is a side-scrolling puzzle platformer where the key mechanic is the ability to create clones and swap consciousness among them. The story unfolds in a remote space outpost, where you play as a female scavenger exploring the station. The story, revealed through terminal messages and interactions with the mysterious rock-like entities called the Watchers, delves into themes of isolation, identity, and the nature of consciousness. As you unravel the mystery of the station and its inhabitants, you're faced with moral dilemmas and haunting revelations about the fate of the crew and the implications of the cloning technology. The game also features gravity manipulation and light-based puzzles, where certain colors of light restrict your cloning abilities. But the game offers more than just puzzles, almost like a journey through a desolate yet fascinating sci-fi world filled with intrigue and existential questions. As you venture through the abandoned station and engage with its enigmatic inhabitants, you're drawn into a tale that stays with you long after the final puzzle is solved. Best part, all of this in the palm of your hands thanks to PSVita. Super Stardust Delta. Imagine yourself as the ace pilot of a high-tech starship zooming around a series of unique planets. Each planet is like a cosmic playground filled with asteroids, enemy crafts, and epic bosses waiting at the end of each orbit. Your mission is to last through these obstacles and enemies, showcasing your stellar skills to maintain peace in the galaxy. It's a space odyssey that feels like a sci-fi blockbuster. The game takes twin-stick shooting to interstellar heights. You'll be using the PS Vita sleek dual analog sticks to pilot your ship around planets, facing waves of enemies and debris. The game's arcade mode takes you through 5 planets, each with 5 intense phases. As you power through, you'll switch between ice and fire weapons, adapting on the fly to different enemy types. Plus, there are smart bombs for big booms, shields for those whoops moments, and a speed boost that even has a slow-mo feature for ultra-precise dodging. It's like juggling fireworks while riding a comet. This game is a cosmic trophy for the PS Vita. Why? Well, it brilliantly showcases the Vita's hardware capabilities. You've got touchscreen controls for strategic strikes, rear touch for unleashing black holes, and even motion controls for an EMP blast. The variety in gameplay with 11 unique modes means there's always a new challenge. And let's not forget the choice between Delta and Pure controls, catering to both new-age gamers and old-school arcade enthusiasts. Overall, this one doesn't just play to the Vita's strengths, it makes the console a star in its own right. Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits. Alright, let's roll into the wacky world of Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits for the PlayStation Vita. Here, you're in control of a delightfully cute monkey, safely snuggled inside a transparent sphere. Your mission is to navigate through a series of dizzying, maze-like obstacle courses, aiming for the goal gate at each level's end. It's a wild ride through a world where physics and bananas collide, and every level is a new adventure in this monkey sphere madness. If you thought rolling a monkey in a ball was simple, think again. With over 100 pre-designed levels and the ability to create your own mazes using photos from the Vita's camera, this game keeps the fun rolling. You can steer your monkey using either the joystick or the Vita's tilt-based motion controls, adding a physical twist to your gaming experience. Collect bananas to boost your score, but watch out for edges and the ticking clock. The mini-games are the cherry on top, with everything from monkey bowling to pixie hunt using the Vita's camera. It's a smorgasbord of monkey-themed fun that never gets old. The game brilliantly integrates the console's unique capabilities, like tilt controls and camera integration, making each playthrough feel fresh and interactive. Whether you're rolling through levels or snapping photos for new mazes, this game is sure to keep you entertained for hours on end.
Well, go on. Go fight some evil.
The Ratchet & Clank Collection Trilogy. Jump into the boots of Ratchet, the furry Lombax, and his trusty robotic sidekick, Clank. In this epic collection, you're revisiting the dynamic duo's first 3 intergalactic adventures from the PlayStation 2 era, now remastered in glorious HD. Whether you're traversing alien worlds, battling nefarious villains, or cracking witty jokes, these games are a delightful dive into the heart of the Ratchet & Clank saga. It's nostalgia and fresh excitement bundled into one. The leap to the PlayStation Vita in 2014 was like a new frontier for Ratchet & Clank. While maintaining the core essence of the games, the Vita port adds a layer of on-the-go fun. Yeah, there were some technical hiccups noted by fans and critics, but the smooth frame rate and the joy of having Ratchet & Clank in your pocket can't be overstated. It's like having a piece of gaming history in your hands, ready to be unleashed wherever you are.
ご尊命を伺う。
こんな手で勝つが見つめ。いいな。
モノノフの魂を捨てよ。雪村。
今日で何か起きたのでは。
あんたどうしてそこまで殿に？
Samurai Warriors 4 too. Alright, let's get straight into the epic revised world of Samurai Warriors 4. We're time-traveling back to Japan's sizzling Sengoku period, where samurai clans are in a full-blown tussle for power. This game doesn't just stick to the history books though, it jazzes things up. Characters like the Sanada brothers are hopping into battles they never saw in real life, and women warriors are getting in on the action big time. From the intense battle of Itsukushima to the epic siege of Osaka, this game's story is like a roller coaster through samurai history, with some extra loops added for fun. With the character switching action, the gameplay here lets you bring two warriors into battle and switcheroo between them. The game introduces two rad new moves: hyper attacks to mow down enemies, though watch out, those big bosses aren't fazed by them, and rage mode that turns you into an invincible powerhouse. Plus there are duels, an expanded creator warrior mode, and a revamped story mode. This ain't your typical hack and slash, it's a samurai party with tons of variety, making it a must-have for Vita gamers who ever craved a deep, engaging experience wrapped in the drama and allure of feudal Japan. Scintillatron 1496. Well, Scintillatron 1496 is not your typical narrative-driven game. This one's all about the thrill of the chase, or in this case, the thrill of the score. You're in this intense, lit-up world where your primary goal is to shoot and combo your way to the top of the leaderboards. It's less about following a story and more about mastering your skills and beating the competition. This is a score attack shooter where the combo mechanism is king. Simple enough for anyone to pick up, but mastering it to snag those high scores? That's where the real skill comes in. You're racing against the clock, chaining combos and sweating it out for that perfect clearance bonus. It's fast, frenzied, and oh so satisfying when you nail it. For the competitive and completionist players, this is your digital playground. Scintillatron 1496 found its true home on the PS Vita. The mobile version? Nah, forget about it. Touch controls couldn't handle this level of intensity. The Vita's precise controls bring the game to life, making those high-pressure combos and quick maneuvers feel natural. Plus, it's perfect for quick bursts of gaming, like when you're commuting. You can jump in, blast some baddies, and then pause until your next gaming sesh. The game also has online leaderboards, and they're a huge part of the game's appeal. 3 different leaderboards track high scores, deepest wave reached, and longest combo. With its addictive combo system, online leaderboards, and a heap of trophies, it turns the PS Vita into an arcade powerhouse. Pixel Junk Monsters Ultimate. Next up, we have Pixel Junk Monsters, a delightful and engaging tower defense game that brings loads of fun and strategy to the PS Vita. The game doesn't have a traditional storyline, it's more about gameplay and strategy. You're this adorable little character tasked with protecting your forest home and its inhabitants from waves of invading monsters. The goal is to keep your cute little critter friends safe in their hut. This is classic tower defense with a twist. You're actively running around the map, not just pointing and clicking. You build towers to zap, smash, and thwart the bad guys. Each tower type has its own special power, like rapid fire or long range, and you've got to use strategy to decide where and when to build them. As you defeat enemies, they drop coins and gems which you can use to upgrade your towers or research new ones. With 21 levels, and an extra 15 if you've got the expansion, plus special stages and trophy challenges, there's heaps of fun to be had. Oh, and you can bring a buddy along for the ride in 2-player mode. Pixel Junk Monsters is a gem on the PS Vita. The gameplay is perfectly suited for on-the-go gaming. It's easy to pick up for a quick play, but also offers enough depth for longer sessions. The control scheme translates beautifully to the Vita, making building and upgrading towers a breeze. Plus, the game's charming graphics and addictive gameplay shine on the handheld screen. Root Letter. For anyone who loves a good story and the thrill of solving a mystery, Root Letter is an adventure not to be missed. The game transports you to the charming Matsui in Shimane Prefecture, Japan. The game spins a tale around Fumino Aya, your high school pen pal who mysteriously disappeared 15 years ago. After stumbling upon an unsent letter from Aya, you venture on a journey to uncover the truth. Was Aya who she claimed to be? Your adventure has you interrogating her old classmates and piecing together the puzzle of her life and her disappearance. As a visual novel adventure, Root Letter is all about the story and your choices. The game splits into 2 parts. The adventure part, where you play detective, questioning characters to learn more about Aya's past, and the simulation part, where you dive into past letters from Aya. These letters aren't just for reading. You actually get to select their contents, which influences how the story unfolds later on. With multiple endings, your decisions really shape the narrative. The Vita's intimate, personal screen is perfect for a visual novel, making the experience feel like you're unraveling a personal mystery. The game's beautiful artwork and intriguing story are wonderfully showcased on the Vita. Orishika, Tainted Bloodlines. Orishika, Tainted Bloodlines generational mechanics, coupled with the Vita's features, create a unique gaming experience. Set a century after its predecessor, this game tells the tale of a cursed bloodline in a fight against a demon. This RPG isn't just about battling baddies, it's about legacy and overcoming a haunting curse. The story doesn't directly connect to the first game, so new players can jump right in without feeling lost. It's a standalone adventure steeped in myth and mystery. Think of vibrant, stunning visuals that'll make your Vita screen pop. The gameplay is classic RPG with a twist. You're not just fighting enemies, you're creating and guiding generations of warriors. Beat foes, rack up points, and then, get this, marry deities to produce offspring who inherit traits from their divine and mortal parents. But here's the catch. Each character lives only 2 years, so you're constantly evolving your family tree with new heroes. Choose from 8 job classes like swordsmen, archers, and even cannoneers to tailor your clan's abilities. Dungeon crawls. Check. Collecting items and battling demons? Double check. And the whole thing is wrapped up in a system where you expand and manage your family's dominance across the nation. The family creating mechanic adds a layer of depth that's ideal for handheld play. Manage your bloodline on the go and dive into dungeons whenever you have a spare moment. Plus, the Vita's camera is cleverly used for face recognition. Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus. Like its predecessors, Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus doesn't mess around with its plot. You're Ryu Hayabusa, a super-skilled ninja on a quest filled with danger, ancient evils, and of course, lots of intense battles. It's a story that grabs you by the ninja stars and doesn't let go. This is Ninja Gaiden as you know it, but cranked up for the PS Vita. There's a new hero mode, making it more newbie-friendly. But don't worry, it still packs all the challenge and thrill that the series is known for. The game takes full advantage of the Vita's cool features like gyroscopic aiming, tilt to aim, yes please, back touchpad controls, boost your ninpo with a tap, and touchscreen controls for first-person mode. Let's talk gear. Ryu and Rachel get some sweet new accessories. Ryu's got enhancements that boost or tweak his stats, like the Armor of Power for projectile weapon damage, or the Azure Dragon Helm for a major attack boost. Rachel isn't left out. She gets glasses that amp up her abilities, like sunglasses for sorcery power. And guess what? These accessories stack, so mix and match for ultimate power. The Vita screen makes the action pop, and the portability means you can ninja your way through enemies wherever you go.
Pressure is increasing, just one more.
What are you doing, Octopus? I see you!
Octodad, Deadliest Catch. The sequel to the original Octodad, Deadliest Catch features our favorite undercover cephalopod living the suburban dream. The twist? He's an octopus pretending to be a human dad. This time around, Octodad's juggling household chores, grocery shopping, and a family trip to the aquarium, which is, understandably, not his favorite place. He's got to keep up the charade while dealing with the nefarious chef Fujimoto, who's onto his slippery secret and wants to reveal and cook him. Through a series of flashbacks, we also get a glimpse into how Octodad met his wife Scarlet and started his life in disguise. The plot thickens as the chef captures his family, leading to a heartwarming and tentacle-filled climax where family bonds trump all. Gameplay-wise, controlling Octodad is a hilariously chaotic experience. You switch between controlling his arm and leg tentacles, trying to perform everyday tasks. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach, but you're an octopus in a suit. The game's difficulty level sets how quickly others get suspicious as you fumble around. Causing too much chaos? Well, you might get caught and have to restart from a checkpoint. The levels are diverse. One minute you're in a supermarket, the next you're trying not to flop around too much at the aquarium. Plus, there's a multiplayer mode where each player controls a different limb. Chaos. Guaranteed. Deadliest Catch on the PS Vita is a blast. The game's quirky physics and unique control system are perfect for the Vita's touchscreen and gyroscopic capabilities, making Octodad's movements even more fun and challenging. Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath. In this chapter of the Oddworld saga, you're a tough-as-nails bounty hunter known only as the Stranger. Your mission? Hunt down outlaws in a fantastical, quirky world to collect bounties and earn enough moolah for a life-saving operation. Set in towns like Gizzard Gulch and New York City, inhabited by bird-like clackers, the story takes a wild turn when you learn about the Grubs, an amphibian tribe tormented by a demon and the mysterious extinction of the Steef, a centaur-like race. The plot thickens when it's revealed that the stranger himself is a Steve, leading to a showdown with the evil Secto and a dramatic finale that's as bizarre as it is satisfying. Coming to the gameplay, this game cleverly combines third and first-person gameplay. In third person, you're all about traveling, platforming, and melee combat. Switch to first person, and you're using a crossbow with live ammunition for various effects. Stealth and strategy are key. You can sneak up on enemies or face them head-on. Capturing outlaws alive earns you more rewards, but it's riskier. The game features a health and stamina system where you can shake off damage at the cost of stamina. Upgrades? Yeah, you bet. Enhance your crossbow, ammo storage, and armor, and buy items like binoculars and knuckle dusters. The Vita's controls make navigating the stranger's world intuitive and engaging, whether you're in a heated battle or sneaking around in stealth mode.
The boy puts on the mysterious crown and suddenly becomes the...
New Little King's story. In Little King's story, you're Kurobo, a shy boy who stumbles upon a mysterious crown. This isn't just any crown. It gives you the power to command people. Suddenly, you're the king of Alpoco, a tiny kingdom that you're destined to expand and prosper. Along the way, you'll face challenges from rival kingdoms, meet a host of quirky characters like Hauser the Bull Knight, and even find romance with princesses. But there's more. Mysterious earthquakes hint at a looming threat, leading to an adventure that blurs the lines between fantasy and reality. As King Kurobo, you start by turning a cluttered field into a thriving kingdom. You'll manage resources, build structures, and train your citizens for various jobs like soldiers, farmers, and carpenters. Each job has its strengths and weaknesses, so strategy is key. You'll lead your loyal followers on quests, battle enemies, and conquer rival lands to expand your kingdom. The game tracks important stats like population and finances, and you can interact with your citizens to keep them happy. But remember, being king isn't all work. There are parades and celebrations too. You'll face diverse environments and bosses, using your subjects' unique abilities to overcome obstacles and enemies. Keep in mind, Kurobo's scepter attack is weak, so you'll rely on your followers to do the heavy lifting in battles. Neon Chrome. Neon Chrome is a cyberpunk dream come true for fans of twin-stick shooters. Played from a top-down perspective, you're in control of remote-controlled human clones on a mission to take down the Overseer. This big bad is responsible for an oppressive regime in a dystopian society, and it's up to you to stop them. Your battlefield? The towering company building, floor by floor, all the way to the top where the Overseer awaits. The twist? Well, levels are procedurally generated, so each playthrough is a fresh challenge. Plus, you can blast through destructible environments, adding an extra layer of strategy and chaos. And if you're feeling sociable, there's local cooperative play, so you can team up with friends. Neon Chrome stands out for its ability to destroy environments, and the local co-op mode makes it a great pick for gaming nights. Whether you're a solo player or looking for some cooperative action, Neon Chrome offers a thrilling neon-drenched adventure. Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Force. Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Force on the PSVita. It's a blast. With its epic plot, immersive gameplay, and the sheer joy of commanding your own Gundam squad on a handheld, it's a game that'll have you hooked. Picture this. You're in a future where humanity is on the brink, and it's all about evolving to survive. Enter Project Force, a high-tech plan using virtual combat to save the day. You, my friend, are the key player, diving into battles across the universal century, linking up with legendary pilots and facing off against a control program gone rogue. It's got drama, it's got twists, and hey, you even get to name your character Extra by the end. Talk about being the hero of your own story. Here's where it gets wild. You're not just piloting any mobile suit, you're leading a squad. Think 6 vs 6 battles with your very own team of mobile suits and armors. The game brings that classic Gundam 2 vs 2 action, but cranks it up with squad tactics. And because we're talking PS Vita, you've got levels that change every time you play, and environments that go boom. Literally. Yeah, they're destructible. Want to team up with buddies? Well, there's local co-op play for that. Plus, you've got these cool Force and Versus missions. One's all about strategy and capturing points, the other's classic Gundam-style combat. Monster Mon Peace. Monster Mon Peace is like this cool, quirky card game that dropped on the PS Vita, mixing mythology and anime-style monster girls. It's pretty out there, but in a fun way. Plot? Imagine a world called Yafanir, where giant things called the Hammers of God are a big deal, and there are these monster girls chilling with humans. You've got May, Elsa, and Karen at this academy learning to be monster girl bosses. But then, plot twist, Elsa gets hit with a curse and goes missing. So, you as May are off on this wild treasure hunt, using these crystal thingies from monster girls to save the day. Gameplay is where where it gets spicy. You've got a bunch of cards, over 100, and they're not all monsters. They're split into fighters, long-range attackers, healers, and boosters. Battles go down on this grid where you got to think about where to place your cards. The PS Vita's touchscreen is your magic wand. Here, you literally rub the screen to power up your cards. Yeah, it sounds weird, but it's actually pretty good fun. Now, let's see why it's so awesome for the Vita. First, it's something you won't find just anywhere. The whole rubbing the screen thing is definitely different. It uses the Vita's touchscreen in a quirky way that you kinda get into. The art is super colourful and detailed, which looks amazing on the Vita screen. Plus the whole mythical creatures as anime girls, well, it's a fresh twist that makes the game stand out. It's like this perfect mix of strategy, weirdness, and cool art that makes you want to keep playing, especially if you're into card games with a twist. MXGP, the official motocross video game. In MXGP, the official motocross video game, players step into the role of a promising young MX2 rider on a quest to attract offers from official teams and ascend to the prestigious MX1 Championship. The storyline revolves around your journey to prove your mettle against both MX2 riders and MX1 champions, as you strive to make a name for yourself in the high-octane world of motocross. Diving into gameplay, this title offers an immersive experience that sets it apart. First and foremost, it brings authentic motocross tracks to life for the first time in a game, adding a layer of realism that enthusiasts will appreciate. What truly makes it a standout on the PS Vita is the dual-stick control system, granting players precise control over both the bike and the rider. You can execute jaw-dropping jumps, precise scrubs, thrilling whips with ease, putting you in the driver's seat for an adrenaline-fueled ride. Now, let's talk about why this game shines on the PS Vita. The portable nature of the PS Vita perfectly complements the on-the-go motocross experience. The dual-stick control system feels natural on the Vita, ensuring responsive and enjoyable gameplay wherever you are. With official tracks and challenging career progression, this game's a fantastic addition to your PS Vita library, providing hours of motocross excitement on a handheld device. Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. Okay, this one's a kart racing game, which means the story here is all about speed, strategy, and outmaneuvering your opponents on wildly creative tracks. You're behind the wheel in a high-octane world where the only story is the one you write with each race you dominate. Mod Nation Racers Road Trip sticks to its roots with familiar, exhilarating gameplay. Drift like a boss to fill your boost meter, then decide. Go faster with a turbo boost or play it safe with a shield. Weapons? Yeah, they've got them, from sonic attacks to missiles and even lightning strikes. Each can be powered up for maximum impact, and with new weapons added to the mix, it's a total of 7 types to wreak havoc with. Ad hoc mode? Yeah, they've got that covered too. This game's a perfect match for the PS Vita. The Vita's controls make drifting and weapon management a breeze, and the handheld screen make those vibrant tracks pop. Fast, furious, and filled with customizable fun, it's a gem for anyone who loves a good race, and let's be honest, who doesn't?
This droid has to get to the Resistance base as soon as possible.
He's carrying a map to Luke Skywalker. Don't tell me a Rathor's got loose. I got a bad feeling about this.
LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is like stepping into a familiar universe, but with a playful LEGO twist. The game follows the storyline of The Force Awakens, but with those hilarious LEGO-style deviations that keep things light fun. Plus, there's a bonus prologue that covers the epic Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi. Imagine the Death Star 2 showdown, but with LEGO bricks flying everywhere. Ouch. Classic LEGO game vibes here, but with some shiny new tricks. Multi-builds. They let you choose from different building options to open new paths in the game. Blaster battles put you in the middle of cover-based shootouts. And let's not forget over 200 playable characters. We're talking Rey, Finn, Captain Phasma, and of course, everyone's favorite droids. You also get to explore mini open worlds like Jakku and Starkiller Base, which is pretty epic for any Star Wars enthusiast. This game on the PS Vita is like having a portable galaxy of fun. The Vita's controls are perfect for those engaging blaster battles and exploring the vast LEGO Star Wars universe. Plus, the graphics are crisp, making those LEGO worlds pop off the screen. It's the entire cinematic experience of The Force Awakens, but you can play it on the bus, at the park, or chilling in your room. Lost Dimension. And next we have Lost Dimension, where the world's in chaos and a mysterious villain named The End is hell-bent on destruction. You're Sho Kasugai, an 18-year-old with a special power called Vision, part of a team of young psychics called Sealed, tasked with stopping The End. Your mission takes you to a mysterious 5-floor pillar, with a plot that's a wild mix of mystery, psychic powers, and a battle to save the world. Plus, there's a memory-tampering twist that keeps everyone guessing who's friend or foe. Lost Dimension is a tactical RPG with a killer twist. You're not just battling enemies, you're trying to figure out who among your team is a traitor. Each character has unique attacks and abilities, and battles are all about strategy. There's this cool assist feature that kicks in when allies are nearby, and gift abilities that can be unlocked. But the real game changer? Well, after each floor of the pillar, you vote off a suspected traitor. It's like a high-stakes game of psychic clue, mixed with intense tactical battles. The Vita's controls make managing battles and using psychic abilities super intuitive. LEGO Marvel's Avengers. The game's a LEGO-sized rendition of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, mainly focusing on the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. You'll also get a taste of other Marvel movie plots like Captain America, The First Avenger, and Thor, The Dark World. It's a universe where iconic scenes are retold with a LEGO twist, packed with humor and those adorable LEGO quirks. Classic LEGO game with a superhero twist. You're solving puzzles, battling baddies, and saving the day across levels inspired by the movies. New York City is your main playground, but you also get to jet off to places like Asgard and Sokovia. Side quests? Oh, tons of them. From citizen rescues to epic races, there's always something to do. The main story is just the tip of the iceberg in this brick-built world. The game offers over 200 characters to choose from. You've got the Avengers, of course, but also cool comic book characters like Ms. Marvel and the Young Avengers. It's a Marvel fan's dream, letting you play as nearly any hero or villain you can think of. Plus, you've got Stan Lee voicing himself, which is just plain awesome. Overall, this game on the PS Vita is like carrying a whole universe of superheroes in your pocket. The game plays brilliantly on the handheld, with controls that make puzzle solving and action sequences a breeze. And the best part, you can dive into this LEGO superhero world anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect way to get your Marvel fix on the go. Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Imagine a world where class divides are deep and political tensions are high. Welcome to the Erebonian Empire, where you step into the shoes of Rian Schwarzer, a student of Thor's military academy's Class 7. This unique class blends both the nobility and commoners, breaking the traditional class barriers. Your journey with classmates from diverse backgrounds isn't just about academics. It's a deep dive into the Empire's realities, where a looming civil war threatens peace. As you navigate through this intense political landscape, you'll also confront the mysterious terrorist group, the Imperial Liberation Front, and unravel the secrets of an ancient mech, Valimar. Trails of Cold Steel is a classic Japanese RPG with turn-based battles, adding a fresh spin with free camera movement, 3D character models. The game introduces a dynamic link system, allowing characters to team up for combo attacks and other benefits. Your strategic skills are crucial as you manage link levels and navigate the AT battle system, showcasing ally and enemy turns. Plus, the augment system from previous games is streamlined, making gameplay more intuitive. And if you're playing across multiple devices, the cross-save functionality is a godsend. The Vita's controls are perfect for the game's strategic combat and exploration. This screen brings the game's detailed world and characters to life. It's a deep, immersive RPG experience right in your hands. Jet Set Radio. In the world of Jet Set Radio, you're part of the GGs, a rebellious youth gang in a stylized Tokyo. Your mission? Skate around the city, claim your turf with colorful graffiti, outsmart rival gangs, dodge the ever-persistent authorities. From Shibuya to Shinjuku, it's a wild ride full of vibrant characters and anti-establishment vibes. Think of it as a roller skating rebellion set to a funky beat, all while outmaneuvering Captain Onishima and his crew. This isn't your typical action game. It's a unique blend of skating, tagging, strategy. You're skating through Tokyo, hitting up graffiti points while evading cops and rivals. The game ramps up the challenge as you progress, with more complicated graffiti requiring slick stick skills. Don't forget to keep an eye on your paint supply. Tricks and stunts aren't just for show. They help you reach new areas and rack up points. And with different level types, including boss battles against rival gangs, there's always something new around the corner. This game on the PS Vita is like having an urban playground in your pocket. The Vita's controls are perfect for pulling off those slick skating moves and graffiti tags. Plus, the game's iconic cel-shaded graphics look fantastic on the Vita screen, making Tokyo streets pop with color and style. Garou, Mark of the Wolves. Garou, Mark of the Wolves unfolds in the aftermath of the legendary Fatal Fury series. Set in the fictional city of Southtown, the game centers around the battle for supremacy among a new generation of fighters. The spotlight is on the son of Geese Howard, Rock Howard, as he seeks to prove himself and confront his past. The city's peace is disrupted when a mysterious figure named Kane R. Heinlein enters the scene, sparking a fresh wave of turmoil and competition. It's a tale of personal growth, rivalry, and the legacy of iconic characters from the Fatal Fury universe. On the PS Vita, it retains all the fast-paced 2D fighting action that made it a classic. The top system, allowing players to strategically place a power-boosting zone on the health bar, adds depth to combat. The Just Defend mechanic rewards precise timing in blocking attacks, creating opportunities for counterattacks. With the PS Vita's responsive controls, you can execute special moves and combos with precision, whether you're a seasoned fighter or you're a newcomer, the game offers an engaging and accessible experience. The PS Vita provides the perfect platform for this game. Its vibrant OLED screen showcases the game's detailed sprites and animations in all their glory. The portable nature of the PS Vita means you can take this classic fighter with you wherever you go. Whether you're commuting, waiting for a friend, or simply relaxing at home, PS Vita ensures that Guru is always at your fingertips. Flower. Flower is not your typical game with a plot that goes on and on. Nope, it's more like an interactive daydream. You're the wind, and you're guiding a little flower petal through a beautiful world. And get this, there's no talking or text to explain things. It's all about what you see and feel. Now, here's the deal with gameplay. You use the PlayStation controller to control the wind, which in turn guides that cute flower petal. Tilt the controller to steer and hit a button to make the wind blow stronger. Your job? Well, you fly around and make flowers bloom. It's like painting a colorful path with petals as your brush. Plus, the music changes as you go, making it a super chill experience. Okay, so why is this one so cool on the PS Vita? Well, first off, that screen is gorgeous. It really shows off the game's stunning visuals. Plus, the PS Vita is portable. Duh. You can take this calming adventure with you wherever you wander. Long trip, boring wait. Flower on the PS Vita is your ticket to relaxation and beauty on the go. Hatsune Miku Project Diva X. Hatsune Miku Project Diva X is all about our favorite virtual pop star, Hatsune Miku. Released in 2016, it's the 10th entry in the Project Diva series, so you know it's a big deal. The game's theme is all about live and produce, which means you get to be the star and create some musical magic with Miku and her Vocaloid pals. Coming to the gameplay now. If you play previous Project Diva games, you'll feel right at home. It's a rhythm game where you tap buttons in time with the music, but there's a twist. They've added rush notes, where you gotta tap like crazy to score big. Plus, they ditched some complicated stuff from the last game to keep things fresh. Now, here's why the PS Vita version rocks. First, it's super portable, so you can jam with Miku wherever you go. And that touchscreen, perfect for hitting those notes. Plus, you get to interact with the Vocaloids in a whole new way with the home menu. It's like having your own virtual concert in your pocket. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2, Sisters Generation. In this one, players find themselves in the turbulent world of game industry. The once peaceful land has fallen into disarray due to the rise of the Au revoir Syndicate of International Crime, ASIC. Morality has eroded, and rumors abound that up to 80% of students worship the enigmatic being Au revoir. The authorities, however, choose to ignore the growing threat, and game industry descends into chaos. The game follows the journey of the goddesses as they strive to reclaim their world from ASIC's diabolical grip. The fate of game industry hangs in the balance, and the goddesses must confront formidable challenges and adversaries to restore order. This one offers engaging turn-based battles and the opportunity to have up to 4 characters on the battlefield, with 4 more in reserve, ready to provide support. The game introduces Stella's Dungeon Adventures, a real-time minigame where players can send Stella to explore dungeons and collect valuable treasures. However, there's a catch. If Stella meets an unfortunate end in the dungeon, she'll lose all her special gear. Players can also customize their game industry experience using plans, allowing adjustments to enemy difficulty, dungeon loot, and more. Additionally, the game features a unique equipment system that lets players craft custom gear using idea chips and blank discs, opening up new skills and abilities.
Taste the tube!
Marvelous verdict, and there you have it, folks. The first part of our exhilarating journey through the top 100 PS Vita games of all time. We've revisited classics, uncovered hidden gems, and celebrated the titles that made the PS Vita a beloved console in the gaming community. From the mesmerizing world of Gravity Rush to the intense battlegrounds of Super Stardust Delta, each game we've explored today holds a place in our gaming hearts. But hold on to your controllers, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Marvelous Videos for more gaming content. And hey, drop a comment below to let us know your favorite PS Vita games or any hidden treasures you think deserve a spot on our list. Until next time, keep gaming and stay marvelous.